This is Taco Cabana Thursday Night Lights, presented by Thomas J. Henry.
Well, good evening, everybody. For the second week in a row, we are under the lights at Rutledge Stadium in Converse, Texas. We told you it was the best schedule in our 12-year history. It's a top 10 showdown. Number 7, Clemens against number 2, Judson in our latest TNL top 10 right here in a district rivalry. Good evening, everybody. I'm Don Harris. Chuck McIntyre, my broadcast partner down on the field. And Chuck, these two teams always district rivals. Last year, what a shootout. Clemens with the upset 34-30, and we have to hope to have those kind of fireworks again tonight.
Well, what's interesting about this matchup, Don, is the fact that you've got Judson, who's been the perennial 27-6A district winner, against last year's 27-6A district winner in Clemens. This has been a heated rivalry over the years, and I don't know that we've ever seen as much talent assembled for both of these schools as we're going to see here tonight.
That's exactly right. Up front, the Judson Rockets are loaded on the offensive line. This entire district is loaded. Here you're looking at the standings. Some breaking news for you late tonight. Wagner and Steele are scheduled to play tomorrow. That game has been canceled because of a COVID-19 outbreak. We'll talk about that more later in the show. But right now we want to focus on our key players. And Chuck, Max DiDomenico led these Buffs to a district title last year in a big win over Judson.
Well, what a young man this guy is on and off the field, and special. He can run it, he can throw it. What's interesting about Max DiDomenico, the quarterback, is he's built like a linebacker, and he's got the mentality of a linebacker. You know, this young man's been starting for these guys for 3 years, has won an awful lot of big games, been in a lot of big games, and everybody's going to see just how special he is here tonight.
Judson has special players as well, a ton on offense. So let's focus on the defense and linebacker Donnie Moody, one of their standouts.
Here's another young man that's been a perennial starter for these Rockets for the last 3 years. And, you know, Judson, Don, may have the best interior linebackers in the entire area. But Donnie Moody, outstanding young man on and off the field. He's got a half a dozen D1 offers. He's going to make his decision later in the season as to where he's going to play college football. But again, it's so fun to watch some of these young men that have developed over the years and then have earned the right to play at the next level.
We've got guys with offers from USC, 2 UTSA commits, Donnie Moody, Max DiDomenico. We're loaded. And when we come back, we'll have our Thomas J. Henry keys to the game on Thursday Night Lights on the CW35. Welcome back to Converse, Texas, where here come the Rockets. The Judson Rockets hosting district rival Clemens tonight here on Thursday Night Lights. Right now it's time for our Thomas J. Henry keys to the game. And Chuck, let's start with the keys for Coach Jared Johnston and the Clemens Buffaloes.
Well, for the Buffs, Don, they want to win the turnover battle, and they also want to control the clock as much as possible to try to keep Judson's offense on the sideline. And then when the Rockets do take the field, and when you're on defense, try not to give up any big plays.
Jared Johnston's crew won this game last year. Here's the coach.
Last year, a great win for our seniors and for our ball club. This year's, it's a whole new team on both sides. So, but anytime, these kids all grow up with each other. They all work out together in the summers. They all play 7-on-7 together in the summers. If you come out here at Lenox Stadium, you're going to see a bunch of Judson Rockets working out in the stadium. So it's when you have that it's almost like a brotherly rivalry. You're playing they're friends, and they all, they know everybody. You don't even need a roster before the game because every kid can tell you what every number is and who they are. So it just makes for an exciting Thursday night.
Well, Chuck, I know you and I need a roster. That's for sure. The Judson Rockets, what are the keys for Coach Rodney Williams?
Well, they want to eliminate the penalties. They were a little sloppy in that opener, about what you would expect with a new quarterback, and then play solid D. I don't think we really have to worry about that with the amount of talent that the Rockets have. And then when they're on offense, they certainly want to run it to the best of their ability.
Here's Coach Williams.
In the back of their mind, they hadn't said much yet, but in the back of their mind, Clemens beat us last year, and they know that this team can come out and beat them at any time. It's just us trying to get better, and that's how we look at it. Every team we give respect to, but in the end, we just want to get better as a unit, all three phases, offense, special teams, and defense. And I think, if you watch our kids this week, they'll be pretty locked in, and being that it's a Thursday game just gives us one less day to wait so we can get out there and do what we do.
Tell you what, we've hyped it up enough. We're fired up about it. Judson and Clemens, we're getting ready to kick it off. We'll be back with our national anthem when we return. Welcome back. We're at Rutledge Stadium in Converse, Texas, where the second-ranked Judson Rockets in our TNL Top 10 host the Clemens Buffaloes. Big 27 6A battle. What a district. Wagner, Steele, Judson, Clemens, East Central. There's a lot of them. And, Chuck, these are two of the teams that last year played for the district championship. You look at their records a year ago, 10-2 and 12-2. That just tells you how great these kids are and these programs are.
Well, I mean, and as good as Clemens' offense was last year, they've got every single guy back. So you can expect a lot of explosives tonight from Clemens and Judson on offense. And then the defense, Judson's defense, it's just stacked with talent, top to bottom, and it's going to be really fun. And watching DiDomenico play quarterback tonight is going to be like watching a surgeon do his thing. He's really, really talented.
That was him, number 2 that you just saw, Max DiDomenico. He was the offensive MVP of this district a year ago, leading the Buffaloes to the district title. He's already back to his outstanding ways. He's thrown for 313 yards and 2 touchdowns already this season. As the Rockets are observing a moment of silence here. It has been an incredible offseason for the Judson Rockets. They had some controversy with some transfers and, of course, the loss of Bryce Wisdom, who lost a valiant battle against cancer at the age of 16. Bryce on the roster is number 39 highlighted on their roster, and they continue to play for Bryce and his family. And there's been a surge of UTSA commits here with Jeff Traylor. He's got a couple of them playing, Sincere McCormick, Rashad Wisdom, and 2 new signees that we'll talk about coming up later. But right now it is time for our national anthem, and we'll send it to our public address announcer.
Colors presented tonight by the Judson High School JROTC cadets, commanded by Cadet Lieutenant Deanna Fraser. Also form the color guard Cadet Second Lieutenant Blaylock Ortega, Cadet First Lieutenant Adrian Linares, and Cadet First Lieutenant Stephanie Navarro. The national anthem tonight performed by the Judson High School Chorale under the direction of Tiffany Cristo.
We're back. The Clemens Buffaloes getting ready to take on the Converse Judson Rockets, and people are fired up on the sidelines getting ready for the opening kickoff. Let's go down to the sidelines. Our Zach Hedrick. Zach?
Hey fellas, what's up? Well, the Buffs won the coin toss, so we're going to see Max DiDomenico and that loaded Buffs offense go against the Judson Rockets to start off. And this one just has a feeling of a good old-fashioned slobber knocker, just like Jim Ross would always say. So let's get it going. Enough hype. Let's get it back up to you guys and let's get this kickoff started.
Let's do it, Zach. It's time for our RNL Certified Auto Group Kickoff, brought to you by RNL Certified Auto Group. As you take a look at Rodney Williams, it was hard to recognize Rodney today. He had the sunglasses on, the full mask going, and looked like a superhero.
Yeah, doing his part.
Adrian Cortez will do the honors. He'll kick it off to that Clemens offense. Bryce Taylor, Miles Curry back to receive this one. And we're ready to get it underway here. Thursday Night Lights from Rutledge Stadium. It's a squib down to about the 20-yard line. It's taken there, and the Buffs will have it just across their 30-yard line. And we get a chance to see Max DiDomenico for the first time in this Buffalo offense. His leading rusher is number 9 that you will see. His name is Amari Williams. He was a first-team All-District performer a year ago. They're led up front by a big-time player, first-team All-District, and recruit as well, number 74, Jackson Andrews. He's their right tackle. See DiDomenico's numbers on the year. He shocked Judson a year ago with a final drive, and he ran it in for himself for the game-winning touchdown. Let's see what he does on their first drive. He fires on first down and completes it. And just like that, the Clemens offense is underway. Jameer Dudley with the catch. Take a look at our Taco Cabana starting lineups. We talked about Jackson Andrews, the big right tackle. Jake Johnston joins him up front. Jameer Dudley, a leading receiver, along with Amari Williams as their leading rusher. And it's 1st and 10. DiDomenico to throw again on first down. Very patient, pressured, and he's brought down. And there's Donnie Moody leading the charge again with that Judson defense. Taking a look at the Taco Cabana starting lineup defense for the Judson Rockets. Moody in the middle of that lineup. We talked about him pregame. And they've got a lot of people to look out for, including Savion Johnson, a sophomore defensive back, number 13, who is already drawing some eyes.
Well, Don, they've got a couple of sophomores that can really play ball, and about what you'd expect at Judson, right? Stack them and rack them.
2nd down and 9 for DiDomenico and the Buffs. He'll throw again, completes it again for a nice game. Judson giving a lot of cushion, and that's Ben Pruski. He's averaging 13 yards a catch, and the junior with a nice reception there.
Nice patient drive here by the Buffs. Judson kind of playing a little loose. Get a feel for this football game, but again, as good as Clemens' offense was a year ago, to have just about every one of their guys back, I mean, look out here in 2020.
That's a mammoth contracting first down for the Clemens Buffaloes as DiDomenico hands off and going nowhere as Amari Williams. That Judson defense closed quickly. Nice job by there, Avante Freeman. Alex Garcia also getting in on the action. Alex Garcia making tackles instead of giving us our game time weather tonight.
It's a dual threat guy.
2nd and 10. Bring a man in motion to the near side. Play action, and again, it's a sprint out. It's complete again for a mammoth contracting first down. Nice velocity on that throw from DiDomenico to Andrew Edwards. He's their leading receiver. He's averaging 15.5 yards a catch.
Yeah, and quite a stud in the classroom too, Don. 102.
He's our scholar athlete. You'll hear more about him coming up at halftime. Another mammoth contracting first down for the Clemens Buffaloes, who are on the move here early in the first quarter. Williams comes to the near side, fires over the middle, does DiDomenico. That's incomplete. Pruski was right there in a traffic jam with the Judson defense. Savion Johnson, the sophomore there. He's a junior, excuse me, breaking it up.
And as you can see, Judson bringing the blitz. DiDomenico got off the ball just before the Judson defender was able to get back there. This is a young man that obviously the game has slowed down tremendously for him as he's grown up in this Clemens offense.
2nd and 10. Patient, fires. 3 men there for Judson, but it's complete again to Pruski. Another nice gain. And you just get the feeling that this senior-led offense for Clemens knows what they're doing and are very confident.
Yeah, I mean, they're patient. They take what's given to them, and you see how quickly DiDomenico gets rid of the ball, Don. He loads, and it's gone. I mean, doesn't take much, and the ball's away.
Big play here, though, 3rd down and 5. DiDomenico rolling to his right, looking downfield, wanted to go long. Instead, he checks it down, and it's complete for a nice gain. Short of the marker, Andrew Edwards again on the catch, and that's going to bring up 4th down and a long one. We'll see what the Buffs decide to do here inside the 30-yard line.
Oh, you got to go for it, right?
They're going for it.
Got a veteran offensive line, and they obviously Judson's D-line, no joke, but this is going to be tete-a-tete. Let's go here early in the ball game.
See if they run behind Jackson Andrews up there on the right-hand side. A little movement up front. Amari Williams follows Andrews, picks up the 1st down. Nice tackle in space by Judson, but Trey Brown wasn't able to stop him short of the marker, and that's another Mammoth contracting 1st down. And they went right behind Jackson Andrews on that right side, and he cleared the seal so Williams could get outside.
Well, Amari did a really good job on the previous play. A willing blocker and a really unbelievably talented running back, a 3-year letterman, understands the pass protection super well, as you saw in the previous play, and here he is picking up a key 1st down.
DiDomenico keeps. You can see his toughness already. Chuck, you said in the pregame he's built like a linebacker and has a linebacker's mentality, and he was not afraid to take on big Nathaniel Pryor and Jamari Lee right there in the trenches on that one.
Well, you know, a lot of people are going to say, well, he's only a 6-foot-tall quarterback, Don, and it was interesting when we brought that up to Jared Johnson. He goes, hey, man, I had Frank Harris. He was only 6 feet, and how did that work out? So don't knock this guy. He's gotten some college scholarships, and there are a lot of people that think he can play at the next level and play well.
Completes this one, and stumbling forward for a nice gain is Matthew Heim. Here's one of our Beluga Air player profiles tonight. We'd like to show you a little bit of personal information about some of these guys. And here's Jackson Andrews, the big right tackle, 6'4", 310. He's a 3-year starter. He's an all-state performer, and he's committed to play at the next level at Arkansas State, the Red Wolves, I believe.
Well, what's interesting, Jackson Andrews, during his 3 years, can you imagine some of the guys he's gone up against? And chiefly held his own against number 9 that's playing for the Aggies right now. The old number 9 from Judson, that's the D lineman for Texas A&M.
Buffs move into the Central Med red zone, but they may have moved a little early there. I think just in the first drive, I thought I have seen some guys in motion for Clemens 2 or 3 times, but they're very well coached. They go right at the snap. They time it perfectly just to avoid the flag. And there hadn't been any calls, although I thought there was some movement on a few of them. So they must have it timed down perfectly.
Well, again, I mean, this is an offense that is absolutely capable of hitting you with a big play, but they're also darn good, as you're seeing, of milking the clock, being methodical, and just having these long, time-consuming drives.
DiDomenico buying time and makes a smart move and fires it out of bounds on 3rd and 8. They'll live to play another day, and it's interesting to see what they'll do here. 4th and 8 inside the red zone. And they're running right back out, it appears, to run the 4th down play. Noah Villegas is their all-district kicker. He was a 2nd-team kicker last year as a junior. If they spotted it here, it'd be from about 40. They won't try it. They'll go for it here on 4th down and 8. DiDomenico with trips to his right. He rolls that way. And now fires deep. Got a man wide open. And what a catch! Touchdown, Clemens! An amazing one-handed catch by Cade Pososnik.
Man, you're not kidding. What a throw by DiDomenico. About the only place he could put it because Judson was in pretty good coverage back there. But what an unbelievable play by
Pososnik.
Unbelievable. Mercy.
Senior receiver.
4th and 8, no less.
And Clemens is on the board first. The PAT is up, and it is good. And Clemens has a 7-0 lead after an outstanding one-handed catch by Cade Pososnik.
Play and make it.
Closed captioning for today's game is sponsored by Texas Water Advisor.
Welcome back. A 13-play drive. Jared Johnson said he wanted to keep that ball away from the Judson offense. They eat up 6 minutes and 31 seconds and score on a 4th and 8 one-handed touchdown reception by Cade Pososnik. And so far, if you're Jared Johnston, everything is going to script right now.
Yeah, I mean, he couldn't ask for a better start, right? You go down the field, get a touchdown on 4th down, and by doing so, the Judson offense has been sitting there and not able to even take the field yet, and half the quarter's gone.
Noah Villegas will kick it off to the Judson Rockets. Short kick that will be handled right at the 25-yard line. And when we come back, we'll see that Judson offense for the first time tonight. They're trailing 7-0. Welcome back to DW Rutledge Stadium. Coach Rodney Williams is going to see his offense for the first time right here as Michael Burrows hands off to D'Anthony Lewis. And Chuck, we should let everybody know right from the get-go that the key to this offense is the big boys up front, 65, 62, and 78, right up there in the middle. And with a running back in D'Anthony Lewis, who already has an offer from USC, behind guys like Rigsby, Scott, and Campos, the running game should be dangerous. And they try to get D'Anthony Lewis out to the outside, and he does. You see some of his athleticism. This is a young man who's put on some weight since the last time we saw him. He was special as a sophomore, unbelievable last year as a junior as you take a look at this Taco Cabana starting lineups. But right off the bat, you got 4 or 5 out of these 11 that have D1 offers, including Davion Wilson, who's a basketball star, as their leading receiver. And keeping it here is Michael Burrows, the first-year starter at quarterback. We got a flag down. Burrows already putting up big numbers in his first varsity starts.
Yeah, it was outstanding a week ago. 15 to 23 passing the ball, so good start, but it's coming back.
Got holding on the Judson offense. Burrows, of course, played behind Mike Chandler last year. As we take a look at the replay, we'll see if we can find the hold.
Devontae Hunter trying to make a play on the outside, and you can see the Judson offensive player just didn't release.
So that'll set up 1st and 13 for the Rockets. They run a little jet sweep and finding the crease and now bouncing it, but a good tackle by the Clemens Buffaloes. Big number 50 out there getting it done, Evan Tapp. He's just a sophomore. He plays in the middle there for Clemens, and you know, a lot of these Clemens defenders are brand new. These are their first 2 varsity games so far. You're seeing some raw ability there by the middle linebacker Evan Tapp.
Well, so we got a little timeout here on the field. We can talk about Evan Tapp as Judson takes some time out to help a young man off the field who's nursing a leg injury, it would appear. But
Is that Campos?
not sure. But Evan tapped on this young man. Said, hey, fully expected this guy when they started practices to be on the JV, but he just kept making plays. And here he is making a play early tonight.
2nd and 9. They hand it to Lewis, and he's met, breaks the first tackle, but the first one there was Sebastian Garcia. And Judson's going to have themselves a 3rd and 8 situation here.
Well, this Clemens team, Don, has kind of done a reverse from what happened last year. Last year they had a very senior-laden, experienced defense. Now it's all on the offense. They've got a younger defense, but man, they've been really strong here to start this football game.
Burrows to throw it, fires over in Lewis's direction. He stiff arms, but a gang of Buffaloes is there to bring him down, and Clemens is going to get off the field with a 3 and out. And again, it's Evan Tapp, the sophomore middle linebacker.
And like Keith Johnson and others, I mean, this is just a really great play against a dynamic football player in open space. Look at 16, holding it up till his buddies got there. Outstanding job.
And that's not easy to do. That is a very talented and special offensive player that you're stopping there. So Judson will punt it away. Jason Bratcher to do the honors. Mishandles the snap, look out, and he's brought down. Judson with a snafu on 4th down, and Clemens is going to have great field position as the special teams comes through for the Buffs, and it's your guy again.
Well, this had disaster written all over it. Once you can't find the ears, then it becomes a scramble drill, and look at how quickly the special teams of Clemens descends back there to bring down the punter. That's Karsten Gunia, the first guy back.
And he was coming with a purpose. So DiDomenico and company in business, handles the low snap, rolls to his right, and throws it out of bounds as he takes a hit right at the sideline. Clemens looking for some momentum early. They got it with their offense on the first drive. They got it with the defense with the 3 and out, and they got it with their special teams coming through and taking advantage of a miscue by the Judson special teams.
That's just what you want, right? If you're the Clemens sideline, you're playing with all kinds of emotion. You know that Judson's going to want to punch you in the face after what happened in last year's game, and Clemens taking the fight to Judson here early.
Trips to the left. DiDomenico looks that way. Now he's being blitzed and pressured. He wants to roll, and he just grounds it at the feet of Joey Ray, one of his intended receivers. But again, you can see the smart play by DiDomenico, who knows if he would have completed it, it would have not been much. As you take a look at our Guild Mortgage smile cam, and the Judson cheerleaders trying to manage a smile here, down 7-0, and everything not going their way here early.
Well, the ref's trying to discuss if that was indeed intentional grounding, and they're picking the flag up.
No, it wasn't grounding. He threw it right at the feet of 17, Joey Ray. Almost hit him, I think. There was a big guy there too, but obviously one of his receivers was right there.
So good start for Max DiDomenico, as you can see. And again, Don, I mean, I think what jumps out right through the screen is the fact that how poised this kid is and how he sees the field. And he looks like, as we said in the onset, he's a surgeon back there.
3rd down and 10 here, though. Judson bringing some pressure. DiDomenico fires deep, and his receiver cut the route off, so that one didn't have a chance. It was intended for Jameer Dudley, who was thinking something else.
I'll tell you, I'm really impressed with the Clemens running back, Amari Williams. I mean, as talented as a ball carrier as this kid is, and what he can do out of the backfield receiving it, I mean, that's just pro-style running back play there. first of all, picking up the blitz and doing it very, very well. Very impressive.
4th and 10, a lot of wind for your kicker here, so they're going to go for it. DiDomenico wants to throw, and he's sacked. Donnie Moody there to bring him down, and the Judson defense comes through. And the Rockets will have the ball as they dodge a bullet here. 2:17 to go in the first quarter. Clemens leads it 7-0. Welcome back. The Judson offense coming back into the game, and so is their big right guard, Jared Campos. Let's go down to Zach Hedrick for the latest. Zach?
Yeah, thanks, Don. His offensive line coach is talking up to him right now. The trainers are down here looking at his right leg, but after walking off a little bit, he seems to have his mobility back, so we'll see if he enters back in this series.
All right, Judson wanting to get something going after the Clemens defense held them to a 3-and-out on their first possession. You know, on paper, you look at the guys up front, 65, 62, 78, all the D1 recruits and a D1 running back, and you would think Judson would just have the ability to run it right down the throat of a very young Clemens defense. So far, the Clemens defense has come to play. Mammoth contracting first down as they hand it to Lewis. You see his athletic ability, speed, strength, and D'Anthony Lewis already showing and flexing what he can do.
Well, I talked to Coach Rodney Williams this week. Asked him about D'Anthony Lewis, and the first thing out of his mouth is, he's the guy.
Boy, is he. Does he look the part or what?
Oh, yeah, 100%. So, you know, as great as Clemens did on that first drive, kind of putting him in a bottle, the genie just sprung.
Run the little jet sweep to the outside, breaking it across midfield to the 30 and all the way down to the 20-yard line. A great run for the Judson Rockets is Isaiah Washington. He's got 70 yards on the year, and boy, you can see his speed right there.
Yeah, so all of a sudden you start keying on one player, and then they run something a little left, and Isaiah popped a nice long run.
They got two of them back there. They give it right back to him, and again, he's got a seam, but closing quickly was Tapp. And Evan Tapp, something tells me Evan Tapp's going to be in the running for our collision of the game tonight.
Something tells me Evan Tapp, the sophomore, we're going to be calling this guy's name for a few more years. I mean, look at this guy. Nose for the football and comes with a little nasty there at the end.
2nd down and 9. They throw it out and incomplete into the flat. Burrows would like to have that one back. And Tapp plays with the motor, doesn't he?
Well, it was interesting talking to Jarrett Johnson. He said, you know, poor guy, he's played in some big games already as a sophomore, and the game's kind of been a little fast for him. Looks like the game's just fine for him. I mean, he's flashing on every play.
3rd down and 9. They run an option. Burrows keeps, and he's not going far. Down at about the 15-yard line. It'll set up 4th down for Judson. They've got the wind behind them. And Burrows is going to line up quickly with 4th and 7, and he's got D'Anthony Lewis behind him and 2 receivers to the right. Davian Wilson at the bottom of your screen, but Rodney Williams wants to talk it over, and he'll burn a timeout here on 4th and 7.
Oh, great start for Evan Tapp on that Clemens defense. And again, can't say enough good things about what the coaches have told us about that young man, and we're going to be back in 15 seconds.
San Antonio International is the first and only airport to use the Light Strike robot, which is proven to destroy hard-to-kill viruses, to include the virus that causes COVID-19, providing the highest level of cleanliness so you can fly easier, fly safer, and fly confident.
Yeah, Don, to kind of further my point about what Coach Johnston said about Tapp, I mean, his first game, he's playing freshman football last year. He's got Westlake in his first ball game as a varsity player. You can imagine the speed of the game, right, for a young sophomore, but he said this young man has absolutely earned every right to be our Mike linebacker, and I can tell you, from what we've seen tonight, it was probably an easy decision.
We're seeing it certainly here tonight. He does not look like a sophomore at all. 4th down and 7. Lewis comes in motion. He and Wilson, two dangerous receivers on the right-hand side. It's a little screen out here to Lewis, but he doesn't have enough to get to the stick. I thought it was going to be a double pass there for a second. I thought Lewis might catch it and throw it to Wilson, but this was to get their guy in space. And there was no space because, Chuck, watch the Buffs converge.
Well, they had one receiver open, but yeah, it's kind of really hard to say exactly what was going on there because as soon as the pass was caught, the ball carrier decided to turn it and run it upfield.
Of course, Burrows would have had to throw it backwards.
Yeah, I'm with you, though. It looked like that was the way the play was designed to go.
They might be setting up something for later in the ball game. DiDomenico hands off to Williams. Coming up from his corner spot. And closing quickly for Judson is number 20, Trey Brown. And the senior doing a good job there to hold for no gain. We've got a flag on the field.
A really good job by Judson. Had a couple of guys out there to make a play.
Got a hold going up against Clemens.
So that's going to back him up a little further. We'll see how Jared Johnson wants to roll this, Don. Again, this offense extremely capable of having a long, methodical drive, but they can be explosive too if they need to be.
See what they do backed up into their own end inside the 5-yard line as we near the end of the first quarter. DiDomenico rolls and fires incomplete to his intended receiver, Andrew Edwards.
Judson showing blitz and then backed off. Got so many thoroughbreds out there on the defensive side of the ball. And Domenico just tried to get one out quick and pick up a little bit of yardage here to get a little closer to the sticks, but we're still looking at second and a ton.
2nd and 17 for DiDomenico, who's got great communication with his wide receivers. Williams comes in motion to this side. This is a draw for DiDomenico. He breaks it out to the outside, makes a little bit of something out of nothing, but Trey Brown submarines him there short. And it'll be 3rd down and 11, but they won't get this play off. That'll be the end of the first quarter. Clemens up 7-0 in a good football game here. A windy night in Converse. We're coming back with the second quarter. Welcome back. Check out our air conditioning service company, Smile Cam. It's senior night here in Converse. Rodney Williams telling me before the game, hey, we got to get it in. Usually wait till the end of the year, but we never know. Next week is not guaranteed, so they're doing it tonight. Here's our Air Serve Heating and Air Conditioning first quarter highlights. The touchdown that makes it 7-0 is Max DiDomenico going to Cade Powasnik. The great one-handed grab is our only score of the game in the first quarter, and it gives the Buffs a 7-0 lead as we go to the second, and they've got the ball with a 3rd down deep in their own end. Chuck, check out our first half stats, and I'm very impressed with the way Clemens runs this spread offense. The communication between wide receivers and quarterback is pretty special.
Let's see if they got any magic here on 3rd and 11.
DiDomenico, straight drop. Loves to roll to his right, but he's being pressured. Gets rid of it before he got out of bounds, but they're going to say he did not, which means they lose yardage, and they'll be kicking from deep in their own end zone here as he stepped out before he threw it. Our cameras, as usual, all over it. He got it off.
Now, that's a bad break for Clemens because obviously you're punting from the shadow of your own goalpost, and this is not going to be easy to get off.
Yeah, one of the line judges was right there on it. And they lose about 10 yards on the missed call there. But Dalen Burks gets it off Burris. Got it off cleanly, but Judson's going to have good field position. As we take another look at DeAnthony Lewis. I got a chance to meet DeAnthony's family, his mom and dad, last year. He was one of our players of the week. Just an outstanding young man and family. You can see his numbers from a year ago, almost 2,000 yards, 27 touchdowns. He was an all-state performer as a junior. And anytime the USC Trojans and running back U give you a call.
Yep, Colorado, UTSA, can't name them all, but what I like about this young man, he's going to wait till the end of the year. He feels like he's got unfinished business this year.
Here he is, patiently waiting and then popping it, and you see his burst. But man, what's impressing me tonight, Chuck, is the difference between seeing him as a sophomore and now is the strength and the way he finishes runs and runs through people with his new size. They'll decline that offsides, but he's put on about 20, 25 pounds since I saw him last.
Yeah, patience and vision, as you would expect as he grows up in the offense. Just a fantastic ball player. I mean, I'm not shedding any light on that.
Sets up a first down. Here he is again, and this time he's brought down. First man there, making the tackle was big number 56, who anytime you can bring him down one-on-one, that's very impressive.
That's also impressive, too, when you hear your head coach say that, you know, very mature, he's been voted a team captain, and his mindset is always team first. I mean, you know, sometimes your best players are not those guys that you look to for leadership, but DeAnthony is just about everything you could want in a young man and a football player.
That was Elijah Gonzalez with the tackle one-on-one. Judson fakes the jet sweep, hands it to Lewis, and again, look at him get shed tacklers, another stiff arm. And he gets a little something out of what looked like was going to be nothing.
Well, again, we're talking about the Clemens defense having to grow up, and here we are, their third game of the season, and it's going to take probably a village to take 30 down repeatedly tonight. But again, can't say enough about how well the Clemens defense is taking to coaching. They've got guys there to make plays.
Lewis is looking to punish you. Burrows fires, straight fly route. Wilson tried to stay in bounds, but official throws his hat, which means he was ineligible anyway. And talk about looking the part. Look at the size of this young man. He's a basketball star as well, number 80. Davion Wilson.
Yeah, and a really outstanding job by Jeremiah Postel-Ellis, running stride for stride with him and saw it all the way and batted it away, whether it was receiver eligible or not.
That was good one-on-one coverage. 4th down and 6 now.
We've seen a lot of 4th downs in this ball game already. It speaks to the level of defense we're seeing here tonight.
Lewis running out of the flat. Burrows is going to keep looking for the stick. Got it. And is drilled out of bounds by your man Tapp.
Well, you said he was looking for the stick. He found it.
Tapp found it. That's a South Texas Votech first down as Evan Tapp makes him pay for the first down.
Yeah, well, outstanding job by Michael Burrows, surveying the field, knowing he was down to his last down, didn't see anybody downfield, tucked it and went, and really, really physical football player himself, finishing off that run and presumably picking up the first down, although there's a flag down.
I didn't see a flag, but maybe they're discussing whether or not that hit came late. It's on Judson. Not sure where that occurred. Rodney Williams is saying you had to have pointed the wrong way.
Yeah, he's got the say what look on his face.
Who did what? He can't believe it. Top left, and going back to the huddle, it looks like D'Anthony Lewis may have just shoved Tap. He shoved two guys.
Got his money's worth at least. Hey, man, it's a backyard brawl. You didn't expect it to be
handing out
wine and song, did you?
None of us saw it. It happened so late after the play. Backs Judson up. Lewis is going to try to get it all right back and does. Look at D'Anthony Lewis just manhandling defenders on his way inside the 5-yard line.
All right, so essentially what he said was, okay, the 15's on me, I'll go get you 20.
Exactly. And the way in which he does it, his stiff arm ability.
Look at what I'm impressed with, Don, is the legs. I mean, those knees are coming up to the chest. I mean, it's going to take a lot to bring him down one-on-one.
It's a South Texas Votech first down. They'll hand it to him again, and again, he's trying to stiff arm his way out of it, but he doesn't that time.
Tell you what,
I don't know that
50's a player, bro.
Yes, he is, Evan Tapp. And I don't know that I've ever seen a running back run with the purpose of not getting yards as much as it is to hit somebody else. And he doesn't do it with his shoulders. He doesn't Earl Campbell. He runs upright. He looks more like Eric Dickerson.
He does. That's an apt analogy, especially with the way he brings his knees up so high.
Yeah, and then he tries to stiff arm you, and he's strong. Here he is again. Lewis cutting it inside, sheds another tackler. It takes two more, including Tapp and Bryce Taylor to bring him down. But he runs with just a fiercity about him.
You know, 50 might come off this field tonight and be out in the parking lot looking for cars to tackle. I mean, he's been on every play, it seems like.
He's going to be fun to watch for years to come. 3rd and goal. Lewis comes out. Instead, they hand it, and being stopped again by Tapp and that defensive interior, Karsten Gunea, making the play there.
You know, we called his name a couple times tonight. But you can see, I mean, what's fun about Judson v. Clemens is that there are going to be tremendous ball players at every spot on the field. I mean, you can't joke your way into the starting lineup at either one of these schools, and never have been.
So it's 4th and goal, and Rodney wants to talk it over, and we'll take it with him. Judson down 7-0, but they're knocking on the door. They've got one shot at it when we come back. Welcome back. Rodney Williams, Judson Rockets are going to go for it here on 4th and goal, down 7-0 with 8 minutes to go here in the second quarter. And even after a timeout, they got a little bit of a personnel issue. But they get everybody in their spot. Wilson at the top of the screen. D'Anthony Lewis back in there. And there's a mass confusion and a loss. The ball's loose. Look out. Evan Tapp is going to take it to the house. Or is that 80? It is. Karsten Gunea, I thought it was 50, but Gunea was there for the scoop and score.
Well, it's been a two-man show for that Clemens defense in terms of big plays. Tapp and Gunea, and this time it's Gunea, but yeah, massive bust in the backfield. And, you know, the biggest thing is, you know, you see Judson trying to make a play on 4th down, but ball is knocked out. Great job there by Keith Johnson. Poking it out, and then Gunea bows and booty for the 6.
Wow, what a turn of events here.
Right? It's a 14-point swing.
85 yards on the fumble return for Karsten Gunea.
Look at that. He was sandbagging on his flow, too, till he popped that helmet off.
But you called it, partner. Rykes Johnson with the right punch out. Giving him a sideline warning to Clemens. You can't blame him for being fired up.
Yeah, big, huge play.
Meanwhile, Judson just looked like the Keystone Cops executing that fake Isaiah Washington running right into D'Anthony Lewis.
But you can't blame Isaiah, right? I mean, it's 4th down. You got to try to do something with the football. I mean, obviously he didn't want to fumble the ball there, but
I don't know who was
trying to make a
intended
play
for,
on 4th down. Yeah, I mean, after the bust, you're just trying to make something happen.
Oh, what a great hold.
You're not kidding.
Oh, fantastic job on the hold, and the extra point is up and good.
Yeah, Andrew Edwards, salute, but there it is. Let me see you stripped. We got a 14-0 ball game.
So the Clemens Buffaloes have taken a 14-0 lead here at Judson's home field in the second quarter after a series of miscues by the Rockets and some really good defense by a young Clemens team. It's time now for our Air Today heating and air conditioning game time weather, and the wind has picked up. It's 81 degrees as the Buffs kick it away. It's a good night for football, though.
Yeah, it is. Good night for a backyard brawl.
Air Today heating and air conditioning. And when I say the wind has kicked up, that's why nobody's kicking field goals going into that end of the field. 12 miles an hour. I think that's a little understated. So Judson's got the football back. They've run the ball effectively, but you know, Chuck, what I'm interested to see is, you know, Clemens runs this spread where DiDomenico throws it all over the field, and Judson so far relies on D'Anthony Lewis and pretty much a running game with a quarterback who's playing in only his 3rd varsity game.
Well, I think
so they have to play from behind.
Well, yeah, without a doubt. I mean, I think, you know, I don't think Judson makes any bones about it. I mean, they've had to try to simplify the offense with all the changes that they made from that unit a year ago, and even from, you know, when they started practicing during the offseason. So, you know, it's going to be some growing pains for the Judson offense as they try to get going here in 2020.
It's a South Texas Votech first down, plus they're going into the wind here. So they'll hand to Lewis, and he goes over the right side and picks up about 3.
But don't go to sleep on Mike Burrows, dude. I mean, he's a baseball player and plays all over the field in that sport. So he's well equipped to, if called upon, to get it down the field and hit some of these talented Judson wide receivers.
2nd and 6. Yeah, he's thrown it 42 yards on the season. Here's Lewis. Again, you see his patience and strength as he's still on his feet. All the way across the 40. That's going to move the chains. I didn't think he was going to pick up the first down, but boy, you look back up and he's still running.
Well, D'Anthony Lewis is starting to not only catch fire with his ability to run the football, but he's also bringing a little fire to finish off some of these runs. He is clearly agitated right now.
Here he is on a sweep. Tries to hurdle the defender, and he's brought down.
But again, his vision, he sees there's nothing there. So the thing about the hurdle was, right, he hurdled for about 3 yards in the air and ended up picking 2 yards.
Change of personnel here, and it'll be 2nd down and 8. They run Lewis off. He's already picked up 77 yards in a quarter and a half.
Now, some of the things that we've been told about Lewis we're already seeing on display. Hates to go down and hates to lose, and we're seeing a lot of fight in that young man.
Rockets will run it again, and again the Clemens defense is right there.
Yeah, it's Johnson again. He wasn't in on the tackle, but he set the edge and made the Judson ball carrier have to turn it back upfield. 16's having a great game.
The play he made on the strip was an NFL type of play, just the awareness to punch it out as you're bringing him down.
Right, so on that particular play, I mean, I think he knew that Clemens had bodies back there to make the tackle, so at that point it's going to be easy. What can you do as a defender to even enhance, not only just make the tackle, but then force the turnover? Very good.
3rd and 7 for Burrows. He fires and that ball's trapped. We've also got a flag down, incomplete. Intended for Brown. We'll go against Clemens, and so we'll have 3rd down and short.
I think they called an offsides there, so that's twice that Clemens is probably lined up a little bit over the ball.
We'll call it 3rd and 2. Jared Johnston looks on here. Another handoff, and look out. Brown was going to break that one until he was brought down by Tyrell Peterson with the shoestring tackle, and that prevented a touchdown.
And all I saw, Don, was 78 Jared Campos. Look at this man-sized block.
Just gets in your way.
I'm telling you, man, that you can drive a truck if you clear out like that. Nice work, 78.
South Texas Votech 1st down. Here's Aristide Brown again, and Brown goes down right at the 35-yard line. Still nice pickup of about 4, maybe 5. And when Lewis comes out and they have to give him a little bit of a rest, they continue to have athletes all over the field, does Judson, but Lewis is back in here on 2nd and 6. The Rockets trailing 14-0. And here's DeAnthony Lewis finding the seam and then running through tacklers across the 30. Again, that's another South Texas Votech 1st down, and DeAnthony Lewis, he runs mad. He plays mad, and he plays trying to punish you. He's an angry young man.
Well, we got Rigsby, Campos, and Ortiz over on the right side, Don, and they are just dominating on this drive with some of the holes that they're clearing for their ball carrier.
They'll throw it to Lewis. He hits the seam, and he's gone. DeAnthony Lewis, touchdown, Judson Rockets. Did you see at the end of the play, he didn't even look at the defender. He knew he had him beat, and he's gave him a glancing stiff arm.
Good job by the Judson coaching staff here. I mean, you're pounding away on the right side, and you get all the attention by the defense focusing on that side of the field, and then hook it back over here to the left and ended up chopping that lead right in half.
Like you said, Chuck, he is that guy. Adrian Cortez on to kick the extra point, and it's good, and Judson answers. DeAnthony Lewis gets the Rockets right back in this ball game quickly at 14-7, an 8-play, 70-yard drive, taking up 3 minutes and 43 seconds.
Well, we talked about how great his hands are, and I mean, he made that look really easy, not only catching it, but then getting into the end zone. But again, this guy, he understands big picture. And we talked about the amount of offers that he has, and you know that some of the younger players are going to look to him not only as, a guy that's going to carry the load, but also the leadership. And the Judson coaching staff is just hoping that some of these young guys see what this young man's all about, and they can turn themselves into ball players too. But I mean, I think it says a lot, Don, when you're talking about coaches. Yeah, it's one thing when you got a guy that's as good a football player as DeAnthony Lewis is, but man, it sure is nice to hear when he's got a lot of other things going for him other than just can catch it and go.
Yeah, outstanding family and an outstanding young man, like you said, in the classroom and off the field as well. And you got the sense on that drive that he was like, okay, we're down 14-0. We got to get back in this, and I'll do it if I have to.
But you can see, too, I mean, you start playing with a little bit of an edge, and all of a sudden, other guys start to pick it up, too. And you could clearly see that Judson's intensity level ramped up on that particular possession.
Clemens will take the squib. They'll have good field position after a nice return, and we're back in 15 seconds.
San Antonio International is the first and only airport to use the Light Strike robot, which is proven to destroy hard-to-kill viruses, to include the virus that causes COVID-19, providing the highest level of cleanliness so you can fly easier, fly safer, and fly confident.
And we're back, and it looks like the ROTC's having to do 7 push-ups to match the Rockets' score as Max DiDomenico brings the Clemens offense back on the field for a South Texas Votech first down. You know DiDomenico wants to answer, and he fires a strike for a good 7 or 8 yards on first down.
Judson defense keeping everything in front of them as Clemens tries to get on the move here, all while keeping an eye on the clock. Jarrett Johnson, game manager, about as good as they come in the area.
Gain of 6 on the play, sets up 2nd down and 4 with 3:30 to go here in the half. That's Edwards in motion. The hand goes to Amari Williams, and he's collared down and brought down after a gain of about 1. Williams was a 2nd-team All-District performer a year ago. He's averaging 6.5 yards a carry. But I haven't seen him carry it too much tonight as Clemens has relied on that spread, and DiDomenico just kind of tossing it all over the field to both sides.
Well, 5'9", 180 pounds, but this is a young man that is certainly not afraid to take on any contact, and more often than not, he's going to be seeking contact too.
3rd down and 2 for Max DiDomenico and company. He fakes, keeps, and then he runs over a defender. And I believe he's got the first down. Hey, it's time for our Orange Theory Fitness Band Cam, and check out the stripes. It's senior night, and the Rocket Band with some sweet unis.
Going pretty spiffy.
Old school with the hats. I like it. South Texas Votech first down for Max DiDomenico. Clemens at midfield. DiDomenico stands, got all day. Now keeps and tries to dish out some punishment, but he stepped out of bounds as he was engaged by the Rocket defender.
Well, you weren't kidding, Don. I mean, really good job up front by that veteran Clemens offensive line, and it just speaks to the job that Brown, Bondick, Johnson, Nolden, and others did covering up receivers. There was just nowhere to go with the football. Outstanding job by the Judson DBs on that particular play.
2nd down and 9 from midfield for DiDomenico. Stands flat-footed, and that's picked off. Judson going the other way to the house. Touchdown, Rockets. Staying inbounds was Traylon Payne.
I guess we call that the house of pain. Wow, one big defensive play begets another, and we got a square football game pending the extra point. A rare mistake by DiDomenico, who did not see Payne flash. And I don't know what was more impressive, the pick or his ability to keep his balance and then get the punch.
That was not an easy play to make. A very tough catch. Going to his right, extending his arms to get the interception. And as you said, the Rockets can tie it up here with the extra point, and they do. 1:49 to play in the half, and we've got ourselves a 14-14 ball game thanks to Traylon Payne. An outstanding athletic play.
Now, we love that play, and we love our buddies over at San Antonio Sports, don't we, Don?
Absolutely. Let's hear from them.
Well, Thursday Night Lights is, a great opportunity to reach and motivate our high school athletes, their families, coaches, et cetera. We've tried to do that with the Beyond the Game program. Sinclair Broadcast Group and Methodist Healthcare have been great partners. And, the program really encourages high school and middle school teams to submit narratives and pictures and videos of things that they are doing to reflect key character traits, respect, selfless service. Those types of things with community service tend to feed on each other. So we started 4 years ago with 20 high schools submitting, and last year we had over 70. And so we're anticipating a lot more this year. It keeps growing, but it really sets the tone for the coaches, parents, and players to do things beyond what they do on the field or the court.
We've been partners in this program for a couple of years now, and at Methodist Healthcare, our mission is serving humanity to honor God. And we think that getting our student athletes and our school districts involved in community outreach programs is a great way of living that message and really instilling that kind of thought process and behavior within the high school and middle school audience. So it's just a great program, and we're inspired by what the work the kids are doing in the communities.
We appreciate San Antonio Sports and Methodist for that Beyond the Game program. You can learn about the latest schools that go beyond the game every Sunday night, both on Max Sports and on Sports Sunday. And we've seen a lot of programs doing great stuff. Middle schools and high school athletic teams with their community service. As the kickoff returned almost to the 40-yard line by the Buffs. Doing the honors was their wide receiver and DB, Bryce Taylor, who's limping a little bit coming off.
Well, the song remains the same, Don. I mean, you got a $1:41 now if you're Clemens, and obviously you can't chip away at the clock too much on this particular drive. There's got to be a little bit more sense of urgency, but again, you don't see Max DiDomenico make too many mistakes, and just simply did not see the Judson defender, Payne, flash on that last play. So we'll see if he can answer back and get some points for Clemens before the half.
Well, they certainly are capable of scoring quickly. DiDomenico tries to complete that one down the sideline. It's incomplete. Kind of short-harped him. Clemens going up 14-0 before Judson quickly woke up and answered with a DeAnthony Lewis rushing touchdown, and then that incredible interception return.
Well, I think it's been interesting. I thought we knew coming in that Judson's defense was going to make some kind of a play to impact this football game. Clemens has made one too, so interesting that we are square at 14 with all that's been going on tonight.
That ball's incomplete, and all of a sudden, Judson may want to think about burning a timeout if they're going to get the football back with 1:32 to play. Sets up 3rd down and 10. Three receivers to the right for DiDomenico. This is a keep all the way. He does, and he's brought down after only a gain of about 3. And Judson does burn that timeout there. They'll stop it with about 1:25, 1:23 left. And as we near the end of the first half, don't forget to stay tuned for our America's Diamond halftime show, where you'll meet the Scholar Athletes of the Week, hear from the bands, and much more. That's the America's Diamond halftime show coming up right here on TNL.
Well, good job by Clemens there, because, 3rd and long, Judson's defense is just turning a really big play against you. The one thing you want to do is make sure they at least have to burn their final timeout. So they will not have any as they get presumably the last possession of the half.
Jared Johnson, one of the best coaches in town. This guy can coach, and he's built a nice little program out there in Shirts.
Yeah, I think you're right, Don. I mean, I think what's interesting is he's a really good talent evaluator. He'll play a sophomore if he thinks the kid can play and grow up quick. And not only that, he knows what he has, and then he tailors everything around what he's got. Rodney doing the same thing.
So Judson with an interesting situation here. They'll get the football back with more than a minute to go. They won't have any timeouts, and they'll be going into the wind here to end the half if something crazy doesn't happen, and who knows. We've seen a lot happen in this half. As Dalen Burris will punt it away. DiDomenico's been their punter for the first 2 games. They made the switch this week. And Burris with a great hop, that wind helping him out a little bit, and the ball's going to be down inside the 10-yard line, and I think that might change a lot of what Rodney Williams was thinking here. Got a fantastic schedule. We've been talking about it all year long, and look who's next, the Gucci Bowl. We usually start the season with it, but Clark has jumped into the Churchill District, and so that's a district game now. We've got New Braunfels and Wagner pending, hoping everything's all right with Wagner. Again, their game with Steele tomorrow night has been canceled because of COVID. Then we'll take you to Alamo Stadium. Got the great rivalry between Heights and Bernie Champion. Another battle with Smithson Valley and Judson here. We'll go out to the North Side District on the 19th, and then Mack and Madison on the 3rd of December. Again, everything is week to week right now with COVID-19, and Wagner affected this week. We'll see what happens in the future. But knock on something, Chuck. So far, so good. We've stayed on schedule here on TNL.
Yeah, we have been fortunate, no question about that. We'll take it.
Michael Burrows will hand it straight up the middle. And that's Lewis. He picks up about 5 or 6. It takes a crew to bring him down, and he's getting up a little slowly.
I don't think he's coming out.
He's not going to let anybody know it. Tough as nails. Timeout on the field. Clemens took 1.
Yeah, they've got 2 left.
3. Yep, and they're, with the wind in Judson's face, and they can definitely make a play on special teams. They already have. They could get this ball back with 40 seconds left. At the 35-40 yard line with this wind, if they can hold.
Yeah, not only that, and we saw what happened the last time Judson tried to punt the football. It was a disaster. So, apt use of the timeouts. So Judson's got to be thinking about moving the chains. Got to get a first down to run out this half.
And they may not have Lewis on this series as he's still trying to walk it off on the sideline.
So if you're Judson, you for sure are looking to pick up these 2 yards. There's no question about it. That's the battle over these next 2 downs.
2nd and 2, Washington replaces Lewis next to Burrows in the backfield. And they'll run it to Isaiah Washington, and he's slung down. And they mark him, I believe, short of the marker. And they may want to measure here, and that may be why they're stopping the clock, which goes in favor of Clemens. But no, they're going to charge Clemens with a timeout here. The Children's Hospital of San Antonio provides us with our $5,000 band grant. One of the schools seen on TNL this year is going to win $5,000. It's all based on votes. You can text band 9 to 44332 tonight for Clemens. Band 10 to 44332 for Judson. The $5,000 band grant made possible by the Children's Hospital of San Antonio.
It's been a heck of a football game so far, about what he expected.
34-30 was the score a year ago. And this one living up to that hype. All knotted up here as we near the end of the first half. They gave him a first down. Well, no, they're calling it 3rd and 1 on the field. They give it to Lewis. He got across the 15, and that'll be a first down.
And that should probably end the first half.
The clock really didn't move. You're exactly right, Chuck. That will go inside of 50 seconds with 45 now, and it's running. And if you're Rodney Williams, you probably just want to get into the locker room. You've got the momentum scoring the last 2 touchdowns. Of course, Lewis is capable of breaking it, so no harm there. Burrows, though, going deep to the sideline, had a man. Rodney Williams saying, no, I'm going for it.
Yeah, do a little.
Forget going into the half. He's looking for Jason Bratcher down there, and he just overthrew him.
Got a little rope-a-dope action going on, right? Going to lull you to sleep thinking we're going to go right to the locker room, and no, we're going to take a chunk shot first. Just weren't able to connect.
Stops the clock with 15 seconds to go here in the half. Second down and 10, and here's Lewis. Lewis is forced out of bounds right at about the 26-yard line. Clock stops with 8. And you know, anytime that you hand the ball off to this kid, whether it's in the middle between the tackles or to the outside, he's a home run threat every single carry.
That's the luxury of having a talented back, right? You just never know when's going to be the next one. And that's why, as a defense, it's just so hard. I mean, you can go to work 99% of the times, and the one time you're not there, he could pop it.
Really impressed with his physicality. I knew he was a racehorse, you know, the way he's built, but he enjoys contact. And he's been nicked up a couple of times tonight, brought down hard a couple of times, thrown onto the track and all that, and he just bounces right back up, walks a little slow back to the huddle, but then on the next snap, he's 100. So we're down to our final play, tied up at 14. So the play comes in from Rodney Williams in the Judson sideline. And it's Lewis on the sweep to the right. And he gets about 3, but that'll do it. Tie ball game here at Rutledge Stadium. Judson and Clemens in a good one. The Buffaloes jumped out to a 14-point lead, but the Rockets have answered back. Both teams scoring defensive touchdowns. Living up to the hype.
Oh, this is going to be a fun second half. It's starting to heat up.
Stick around for the America's Diamond halftime show, our scholar athletes, and much more from Converse, Texas, on a good one on Thursday Night Lights.
This is Taco Cabana Thursday Night Lights, presented by Thomas J. Henry and sponsored by Vulcan Materials Company, America's Diamond, the Children's Hospital of San Antonio, R&L Certified Auto Group, Air Serv Heating and Air Conditioning, Affordable Health Insurance Agency, Orange Theory Fitness, Air Today Heating and Air Conditioning, Guild Mortgage, San Antonio Sports, Methodist Healthcare, Plumbing Today, Texas Water Advisor, Beluga Air, Bargain Warehouse Outlet, JD Collision Express, Air Conditioning Service Company, the San Antonio International Airport, Centro Med, Mammoth Contracting, and Monarch Trophies. Welcome to the America's Diamond Halftime Show.
Up between the Rockets and Buffaloes. Pretty good game so far. Some defensive scores from both sides of this game. A long 85-yard scoop and score, and then a pick 6 by Judson to tie it up at 14 right before the half. It should be a good second half as our halftime show rolls on here. On the field right now, the mighty Buffalo Marching Band from Clemens High School. Earlier this week, we caught up with their band director to talk about how the season's going.
My name is Matt Baining, and I actually just started at Samuel Clemens this year. All things considered, it's been going really well. Students have been awesome. Staff has been awesome. We're about 240 or so when it's all said and done. Out of that, about 75% are participating in marching band. As a staff, we picked off the shelf music that we didn't have to pay to have arranged. We picked stuff that we thought was fun for us. We thought that the kids would enjoy it. We thought our crowd would love it. So our main focus was to do something that brought the kids as much normalcy as possible within the constraints, that we're all operating under. But we wanted it first and foremost to involve everybody and to be fun. We didn't want, our newest members to think this is what marching band is every year. And so the focus is on them rather than being highly competitive, I guess. Both of the tunes we're using have been played by two drum corps in particular over the years several times, so they're pretty well known. One is called La Suerte de los Tontos, which means Fortune of Fools, and our second tune is called Malagueña. Kind of some old school stuff, but everybody seems to be having fun with it. I'm taking pride in number one, just how great they have acted from day one of camp all the way up until this point. I mean, there's just a mountain of procedures that they've had to learn, and they were just so excited to be back with each other and doing the activity that they just kind of looked back and said, yeah, we can do that, no problem. And it was that attitude from day one. We've had zero pushback on any of those things, trying to keep everybody safe. So really proud of that, just how they're acting and how they're learning the show.
Our thanks to the Clemens High School band director, and we wish them luck on their season as you take a look at them there on the field. Always great to have both bands here for the halftime show, and it's time now to get your phones out and get ready to vote. Once again, we have teamed up with the Children's Hospital of San Antonio to award a $5,000 band grant to one of the schools that appears on Thursday Night Lights this season. If you want to vote for the Clemens band, text Band 9 to 44332. That's Band 9, no spaces, to 44332. For complete texting guidelines, head over to the CW35.com. Thanks again to the Children's Hospital of San Antonio for making this $5,000 band grant hospital, and thanks to the Clemens High School band for bringing the spirit tonight.
San Antonio middle and high school athletes are doing great things for our community. San Antonio Sports and Methodist Healthcare are shining the light on teams that model key values through their actions. This week, we salute two schools whose community projects demonstrate beyond the game values. Prior to the start of the school year, the Clemens boys soccer team went to the San Antonio Food Bank, where they assisted with unloading pallets of food, sorting cans, and prepping meals for those in need. Over at Holmes High School, Husky athletes took part in the annual mentor program at Esparza Elementary, where they read to students, discussed the importance of reading, and helped with classroom activities. These athletes demonstrated the beyond the game values of sportsmanship, selfless service, caring, integrity, and respect. San Antonio Sports and Methodist Healthcare salute high school and middle school coaches who inspire their teams to serve others. Parents, teachers, and coaches can nominate teams that go beyond the game. Visit sanantoniosports.org.
You're watching the America's Diamond Halftime Show.
As the Judson Rocket Band prepares to take the field here, we want to introduce you to some of our outstanding scholar athletes on both sides this year. And at the end of the season, the Vulcan Materials Company will present a $10,000 scholarship to one of the student athletes that's recognized here on our season with TNL. So let's meet this week's students.
Our scholar athlete from Clemens High School is Drew Edwards. The senior wide receiver currently ranks 36th out of 578 students with a GPA of 103.
They've always pushed me, my coaches and my parents and teachers as well, have just every day is a new day, use it to get it like 1% better every day.
Drew is also a multi-year letterman for football and baseball.
I play center field mainly, but I'll play the whole outfield and I pitch some. We were in the middle of baseball season last year when all this kind of hit.
Since freshman year, Drew has been serving as the FCA team rep for the football and baseball teams.
So last year it was pretty big. We would fill up a whole classroom.
Right now, Drew is keeping his options open on which college he'd like to attend. But wherever he goes, he plans on pursuing a career in the medical field and playing some ball along the way.
I'm hoping to play in college as well, either baseball or football, and so I'm kind of seeing what opportunities come my way.
Our scholar athlete this week from Judson High School is Cameron Lopez. He currently ranks 135th out of a graduating class of nearly 600 with a GPA of 88.89.
In order to play, you gotta pass. So, yeah, and my parents are always on the butt about it.
Cameron is a multi-year letterman for both baseball and football at Judson. On the diamond, he plays center field and third base. On the gridiron, he splits time at tight end and halfback. You might even see him at outside linebacker.
I can't decide which position I like more, offense or defense, but it's kind of fun just to know that you can help on both sides.
Cameron stays busy at home by taking care of 5 pets, 3 dogs and 2 cats. He also volunteers at local animal shelters.
What made you want to get started doing that?
I don't know, just to help out animals. I don't know, I don't think animals should be treated wrong.
After graduating from college, Cameron plans to pursue a career in law enforcement.
I'm hoping to go to Texas State because they have a criminal justice program, one of the best I've heard.
Who is Vulcan Materials Company? You see our trucks on roads all over San Antonio and the surrounding area. But what do we do? Well, our story began over 100 years ago, and today we are the nation's largest producer of aggregates. That's stone, sand, and gravel. Plus, we produce construction-based materials including asphalt and ready-mixed concrete, the stuff to build the roads you travel, the schools your kids attend, and the homes you live in. Everywhere you look, you will see our footprint. Our story is one built on the talent, dedication, and performance of our employees. Hardworking San Antonians just like you. Our mission is to be responsible stewards with respect to the safety and environmental impact of our operations and products. In other words, we want to be your good neighbor, doing the right thing, the right way, all the time. The Vulcan way. Who are we? We're the ones helping to build a rock-solid future in San Antonio. Vulcan Materials Company, proud sponsor of Thursday Night Lights and Scholar Athletes.
You're watching the America's Diamond Halftime Show.
Now taking the field at DW Rutledge Stadium, the Judson Rocket Spirit Squad and the Rocket Marching Band. Earlier this week, we caught up with their band director as well.
My name is Laura Braun, and this is my second year with the program. Last year I was the assistant director, and now I'm the head director. But I'm in my 11th year of teaching, and this is my first position as a head band director. Makeup-wise, the band, we have about 145 total in the program right now, but we're probably marching about 120. Last week was our first game that we got to have, and they allowed us to take a pep band, so we took 54 kids to the game. So it felt like a little bit more normal that they got to be in the stands. We have to spread out a whole lot more than we normally would, but they still had a lot of fun, and it felt good to be able to be back in that situation. And UIL allowed us to shorten our shows, and we're one of the few groups that will be competing at UIL. We're going to be playing 2 movements from the Symphony of the Planets, and we're going to be doing a pre-show called Venus, and then we'll be doing, our main show is Jupiter. Give our kids the best program we can, and try and make sure that they're getting the best experience they can from this, even though we're limited. We will be hosting our own contest for Rocket Review Marching Festival on November 7th, and then at Rutledge Stadium, and then the next weekend we're hosting again, and that's going to be UIL on November 14th.
Thanks to Miss Braun, and good luck to the Judson Rocket Band in their competitions this year. Looking sharp tonight in their uniforms. It's senior night here at Rutledge Stadium. And if you'd like to vote for the Judson Band, text Band 10 to 44332. That's Band 10 without any spaces to 44332. Again, for complete texting guidelines, you can find them at thecw35.com. And thanks to the Children's Hospital of San Antonio once again for making this $5,000 band grant possible.
You're watching the America's Diamond Halftime Show.
Welcome back. We're at Rutledge Stadium in Converse, Texas, where we've got a tie ball game at the half. Judson and Clemens. Great to see our scholar athletes. Zach Hedrick doing a great job on the America's Diamond Halftime Show. Time for our HIA highlights. It was all Clemens early, all Judson later. Max DiDomenico got the scoring started with that incredible catch by Cade Powasnik. Then they had a defensive play as Karsten Gunilla with the scoop and the score to make it 14-0. But DeAnthony Lewis put the Rockets on his back on a long drive and then turned on the Jets to make it 14-7. And then the Judson defense comes through. Traylon Payne with the Oski taking it for the pick six. Extra point tied the game at 14, and that's where we are as we start the third quarter. When we do, we'll have our third quarter kickoff when we come back, and the Rockets and Buffaloes will get back at it here on a good one in Converse, Texas.
Thanks for watching the America's Diamond Halftime Show. Stay tuned for the second half kickoff. You're watching Taco Cabana Thursday Night Lights, presented by Thomas J. Henry.
Welcome back to Converse, Texas. Judson and Clemens getting after it here, getting ready for the second half. War paint on the Rockets as they get ready to go. Good to see that Jared Campos is ready to go. He was nicked up a little bit in the first half. Big second-team all-district guard from a year ago. Clemens got the ball first, so we'll see the Rocket offense here.
And that was a heck of a first half, right? We had some big plays. We had some opportunistic defenses. And about what you'd expect when you got Clemens and Judson and both of these teams trying to get the upper hand in 27-6A. Kids having a good time tonight.
That's great. Family out at the ball game.
We're having a good time, too, watching that young man play ball.
And that's got to be frightening for any special teams unit to kick the ball off to DeAnthony Lewis when he gets it in space with a head of steam. It's time for our R&L Certified Auto Group third quarter kickoff.
Yeah, if I'm Clemens, I'm not kicking to him.
You think? And I don't think they could if they wanted to with this wind.
That's a good point. It really is picking up.
It'll be taken right at the 30, and that's where Judson will start. And see what the Rockets do here in the second half. You see the stats. Michael Burrows only attempting 7 passes in the first half. They relied, as we thought they would, on their star running back and that unbelievable offensive line.
Well, I'm going to be curious to see Mike Burrows play baseball too, Don, because, I mean, this young man's been playing varsity baseball since he was a freshman, and he's been a shortstop, an outfielder, a pitcher. Good all-around athlete and looking pretty good here 3 games into his high school career.
Burrows will keep, finds the outside still on his feet. They're going to give him that extra yardage. He wasn't all the way down, and he picked up about 3 more after we first thought he was tackled. And he's near a first down. It's a gain of about 8.5. It'll be second down and a long one as we look at our stats.
Yeah, and I think you'd have to say by looking at those that Clemens is very fortunate to be in a 14-14 ball game.
Judson's dominated the stats and the time of possession, as you could see, with holding on to the football, running it down the field, but they've made some costly mistakes, and the Clemens defense has made some timely plays.
They have, and I mean, it was a really good first drive where they went down the field and scored the touchdown. It was a time-consuming drive, and again, you keep that Judson offense off the field.
First down. Lewis, look out, still rumbling. Again, near another marker. He's good for 8 or 9 a carry. Here's our Beluga player profile on Robert Rigsby. He's a UTSA commit, 6'4", 310. All district last year as a junior. And he and his buddy Cameron Scott are going to play for the Roadrunners next year together. As Burrows keeps and trips, but not before he picks up another Mammoth contracting first down. Our Chase Shannon did a great story on these two kids, Rigsby and Scott. They work at Pizza Hut together, making pizzas after school. And good buddies, they do everything together. They play right next to each other, 62 and 65, and made the decision to play college football together. And two big-time D1 prospects as they go to Lewis. And, oh, he took a shot. Another collision of the game nominee.
That was a whapper.
Sebastian Garcia catching Lewis off balance and putting his head right in his chest.
Oh, look at that. Sheds his block, comes back and makes a play. Sebastian. Whapper.
Second down and 8. Burrows fires. Davion Wilson's got it. He goes across the 40. That'll set up third down and about 5 for the Rockets.
Well, you can expect the intensity level to amp up here in the second half with both of these teams evenly matched and trying to get a leg up on the others for the district crown. About what we'd expect from these two squads, and really looking forward to these next 2 quarters, Don.
Here's Burrows on the keep, gets the edge. Good job coming up from the corner position to make the tackle, Jeremiah Postolieta Ellis.
Yeah, Devontae Hunter as well. We think Ellis is going to be a really, really good football player for them. Played in 2 playoff games last year, Don, was pressed into service as a youngster, coming off the JV after an injury at practice before they started the postseason. But this young man growing up in a hurry and making some plays.
So it's 4th and 2 for Judson as they're just inside Clemens territory. And they'll depend on Lewis. He gets the 2 and more. Look at this. DeAnthony Lewis is a freight train. Holy Moses. Oh, my goodness.
That's what we got. Here comes the Mack truck and some bugs on the windshield. I mean, look at the ferocity.
And you pointed it out earlier, partner, that leg drive that he has is just amazing because he doesn't look like a big bruising back, but he sure is. Burrows going deep, got Wilson, and it just went off his hands.
Man, Postel Ellis.
Good coverage.
Again, that's the second time he's been tested mano-a-mano, and Postel Ellis making a really fine football play right there to knock that one away.
Those are 2 good athletes going at it one-on-one.
Talking about how well he's played the first 2 games, and he's backing it up with his 3rd straight.
Second down and 10. Michael Burrows, who fires out into the flat, and that's dropped. as his intended receiver Jeremiah Dunn, the sophomore, just looked upfield for a second to see where he was going to go and didn't quite bring it in. So it'll be 3rd and 10 with 8:20 to play here in the third quarter. So we take a look at our Guild Mortgage Smile Cam. There's a Judson senior on senior night. That's always something to smile about.
And you got to believe, too, Don, with where Judson's on the field here with the field possession, this is 2 to get 1 here to get that first down.
Burrows is going to keep on a called quarterback draw. It closes on him quickly, and he goes flipping head over heels after a nice stop. Evan Tapp there again with Tyrell Peterson.
A really outstanding job by that Clemens defensive line to just hold their space and really not give an inch on that one. Kamani Evans and company doing a really good job up there.
Evan Tapp having himself quite a night, the young sophomore linebacker. Burrows gonna go deep, got a man wide open over the middle, and he just missed Wilson. He was wide open on 4th and 14, and he just overshot him with that wind at his back. So Clemens will take over and have possession in a tie ball game when we come back.
Closed captioning for today's game is sponsored by Texas Water Advisor.
Welcome back. The wind picking up even more out here at Rutledge Stadium. Tie ball game, 7:37 to go here in the third. Clemens with a good stop on defense. And that gives Max DiDomenico in the offense the ball back and a chance to take the lead as he rolls right. Looks to throw, pressured. Watch out, he's dangerous. But a nice job of tripping him up was Donnie Moody. Got him just by the shoestring, and that slowed down and broke up that play.
Well, you're right. If he doesn't make that play, that has a chance to go for quite a few yards there. So the Judson defensive line rotating guys in and out and then making some plays there and on the second level. Look at number 9 on your screen there, Don.
It's a famous number here for Judson, and there's a reason that the sophomore Johnny Bowens has it.
Oh, indeed there is. Only 230 pounds right now, but this young man, they say, has a chance to be as good as those other 2 number 9s. DeMarvin Leal, who of course is playing at Texas A&M, and Alton Robinson, who's playing for the Seattle Seahawks. That's pretty high praise for sure.
Oh, and look at the Judson defense close.
And 29 shot out of a cannon there, Traylon Payne.
He has a pick 6 already tonight, and he had his motor turned on right there.
Look at this, just shooting the gap, came clean and did not whiff. Mercy.
Alex Garcia there with him. Chuck, I remember you and I up in this very press box when DeMarvin Leal was a sophomore, and you were saying, they have a lot of high hopes for this young sophomore, and look what he turned out to be.
Well, it was interesting, right? Because when you had Leal as a young guy, you had Alton Robinson on the other end. Look how we got going deep.
Wide open, and they're going to throw interference. That ball was so far underthrown that it gave time for the Judson defense to close, and Roel Garcia-Beatty got there too early and interfered with Andrew Edwards.
Well, you can't blame Roel Garcia-Beatty on that one.
No.
I mean, that's just
he
one
had
of those.
No idea where the ball was.
Correct. And I mean, once the ball's underthrown like that, I mean, your job is to try to follow the receiver. And once he's stopped, I mean, there's just nothing you can do about that. Just bad luck.
It's that wind again holding it up.
You could say, yeah, turn around, play the ball, but I mean, it's just, you don't have any idea that the receiver's just going to stop dead in his tracks.
Throw the brakes on. Tom Cruise in Top Gun. Hit the brakes, they'll go right by. It's a Mammoth Contracting first down. DiDomenico points his receiver in the right direction and fires that way. Now he's got him, and that one's broken up. No flag, but again, DiDomenico's having a hard time. His guys are wide open, and he's thinking he's letting it go with the right distance, and that wind is just slowing the ball up.
Yeah, I mean, that's an excellent point. I mean, he just threw that ball 40 yards into the teeth of that wind, and we almost had a similar play that we had on the previous one, where the ball was underthrown a little bit and receiver stopped, but this time no call.
I think the ball may have hit the defender.
So yeah, the element's having something to do with this because the receivers are getting open.
2nd down and 10. Domenico throws the quick slant through it behind the intended receiver, Ben Pruski.
And I think it's kind of cool how Jared Johnston is kind of taking his shots here with this Clemens Buffalo team. I mean, they've been ball control for the most part all night, and now they're trying to open it up a little bit and loosen up this defense.
3rd down and 10. An interesting area of the field here. This might be 2-down territory as well. That wind, I don't know how much you would get on a punt. DiDomenico wants to fire. Pressure coming. Running for his life. Moody forces him out of bounds. And DiDomenico's pushed all the way to the wall.
Yeah, the average guy doesn't get out of that jam. I mean, that was unbelievable how he was able to keep his feet with all kinds of Judson guys nipping at his toes. At least he was able to fire it out of bounds and give his special teams a chance to get the ball off.
And they'll send out the punt team. Good pursuit by Johnny Bowens and Moody. Eric Nolden back to receive the punt. Off the leg of Dalen Burris.
Oh, look at the wind just destroy that.
Wind just was a wall. So Judson will have it at their own 45-yard line. Good field position for the Rockets when we come back. We're tied up at Rutledge Stadium. We're back and you're checking out our Plumbing Today band cam. The Judson band has gotten rid of the hats. It's loosened them up. They got their masks going on, but they're jamming. Percussion section having a great time. 5:53 to go here in the third. Rocket ball on the 42. Burrows wants to throw. Hits Lewis in the flat. He and Tapp going one-on-one, and Tapp not going to have any of that stiff arm here. The sophomore with a nice tackle.
You're not kidding. I mean, you're out there with the dude. Man, that's been quite a tussle between these two teams. I mean, neither squad giving an inch. You see 30, the last thing he's thinking is go out of bounds. He's trying to cut it up, but 50 doing a good job getting his hands on some jersey and making the play.
Not an easy job, and he did a good job of it. 2nd down and 10. Burrows keeps. Gets to the corner and is forced out of bounds just shy of midfield. That'll set up 3rd down and about 3. Long 2.5. These teams trading punches in a 14-all game.
Judson's going to be called for a hold, so that's going to back him up 10. Didn't really see where it came from.
No,
but
I didn't either.
Ref's doing a good job tonight, making the play, making the call, I should say.
Rodney Williams not happy about it. Trying to figure out on what part of the field it happened. Signaling a change of play here based on what's shown by the Clemens defense. Burrows, straight drop, wants to fire over the middle. Pressured, and he's dropped at the 35-yard line. So Judson's going to be in a tough spot here with 3rd and about 23.
Cannot say it enough about the job that guys like number 90, Kamani Evans, are doing up front. I mean, they're just clogging up all the throwing lanes with big bodies, and it's just really tough for Burrows to get his eyes downfield because there's just so much activity by this Clemens defensive front.
3rd and 17, rather. Burrows wants to go deep, does, got the wind behind him, he's got Wilson down there, and with the wind behind him, the last 2 throws that he's made on post to Wilson's have been overthrown by 20 yards.
Well,
adrenaline's flowing and the wind is blowing.
Oh, and you can see why the Rockets probably like this guy on the mound, Don. I mean, he just floated to his left and didn't wind up and throw, like really step into it and flicked it 60 yards down the field. And yeah, I mean, some of that's wind aided, but man, that kid's got a heck of an arm.
Yeah, the wind playing havoc with both quarterbacks. DiDomenico's balls are being held up, and Burrows is feeling like Superman. As the punt will be down inside the 25-yard line, and Clemens will have a shot at it with, look at the wind. That ball may go to the goal line.
You got to be kidding me. You've got to be kidding me. You've got to be kidding me. One more revolution.
Inside the 10. We'll get Mark Kusenberger's stat on that punt when we come back.
Hey San Antonio and TNL fans, Taco Cabana has 2020 Fiesta medals, collectible medals for the Fiesta that wasn't this year. They light up and they move. $12 each while supplies last. Stop by any San Antonio Taco Cabana and pick one up.
Gotta get your medals, y'all. Missed Fiesta this year. Clemens back on the field, 14-14, 3:47 to go, and Buffaloes are going to have their wind at their back in the fourth quarter. And I'll tell you what, the wind could end up playing a big factor in this football game. It's a Mammoth Contracting first down for Max DiDomenico and company. He turns and hands to Williams, and Traylon Payne. Donnie Moody is right there, both of them, as we bring in Zach Hedrick. Zach?
Yeah, Don, you talk about the 3.5 minutes left in this quarter with the Buffs going into the wind. Coach Johnson, before the second half, was just telling his team, just get us to the fourth quarter, give us a chance. And with the wind at the back, that's maybe when they're looking to take a shot, guys.
Yeah, Don, I don't think there's any question. I mean, the goal has to be to erode the rest of this third quarter because, I mean, it's hard for us to get a sense of how bad the wind is right now, but I think we all figured it out pretty quickly when we just saw the punt roll basically 12 yards on its own because of this wind.
DiDomenico fires in the flat. Nice gain on the play. It looked like it was going nowhere. Judson closed quickly. Picked up a few.
How about the physicality of this Judson defense on every play? I mean, some guys will wake up sore tomorrow. I mean, they're coming with some hate breed in them, man. I'm telling you, it's fun to watch.
Yeah, it is. Guys are flying around.
Bring the noise, bring the pain. Payne's having a heck of a night.
Got him a pick six earlier. I'm thinking of DiDomenico here. I'll tell you after the play, running the football. He's gang tackled right there at the 15. I'm thinking of Kurt Russell in the movie from the 70s, The World's Greatest Athlete. You remember that when he got this supernatural strength? When DiDomenico gets the wind at his back in the fourth quarter, he may throw it 80 yards in the air.
He might. World's Greatest Athlete. Was that Kurt Russell?
Wasn't it?
I don't know, maybe.
I'm thinking maybe.
Or was it Jan Michael Vincent?
It might be. It might be. It was Jan Michael Vincent. I'm thinking of Flubber. Or Gus. Be interesting to watch this punt again into the wind. Now it takes a good Clemens bounce, though. And Judson will have it at midfield, and we're back in 15 seconds.
San Antonio International is the first and only airport to use the Light Strike robot, which is proven to destroy hard-to-kill viruses, to include the virus that causes COVID-19, providing the highest level of cleanliness so you can fly easier, fly safer, and fly confident.
Chuck and I getting distracted with 70s crazy movies like Gus and Herbie the Love Bug and Flubber.
And Fred McMurray.
Fred McMurray.
Oh, we got to move on quick or we're going to lose the audience.
They have no idea what we're talking about. Two old guys talking about the early 70s. Hey, it's our Monarch trophies. They're going to go to our champion and the MVP. Still up for grabs here. Call Monarch Trophy at 344-377 as Isaiah Washington goes across the 40 of Clemens. A nice pickup. Monarch Trophy been with us from the very beginning on TNL. They provide the trophies every single week. If you have trophy needs, awards, plaques, anything for your business, give them a call. 344-3777 or go online. You can find their website there as well. Here's Lewis. He's got space. DeAnthony Lewis is off to the races, to the 10, one-on-one, going right past defenders. DeAnthony Lewis to the house, and Judson has the lead. Boy, he made that look easy, didn't he?
He did. I mean, obviously that's good if we're playing touch, and all the credit in the world to the man carrying the ball, but look at Andre Johnson, number 8, throwing a block for his guy, sealing it up. I mean, he absolutely finished off his linebacker out there at the wide receiver position, and that was something to behold.
Judson trying to make it 21-14. The win should be no problem. This might be good from 60. And it is. And Judson has a touchdown lead. With 54 seconds to go in the third quarter, DeAnthony Lewis with the making Chuck Mikatinik proud. Vince Lombardi, you get a seal here and a seal here, and you run it in the alley.
Oh, I thought what was interesting is right after that, you see DeAnthony Lewis over there talking to Andre Jones, and I know Andre said, hey, dude, you owe me Sonic Slushy after the ball game for that. I mean, yeah, that was you getting 6, but I get the assist.
You got to hand it to Rodney Williams. He knows where his bread is buttered with this roster. He's got 3 Division I offensive linemen and a spectacular back, and he is just using the aces in their places. Here's Judson's schedule coming up. They're in district play now, and they're going to take on East Central at East Central next week, and then hosting Smithson Valley, that game right here on TNL. And they're at Steele. Again, the Knights game tomorrow night with Wagner in district play has been postponed to a later date because of some COVID-19 issues. Talked to Scott Lenoff today. Said that he's the athletic director for the Steele Clemens district, and health of the kids is number 1. Not going to take any chances. Pruski goes over the top, across the 30. Good field position, and Chuck, Coach Jared Johnson may get his wish here with 1 or 2 more snaps, and he's going to have the wind at his back in the fourth quarter, but a flag's down.
You know, talking about the wind, I mean, one of the back judges threw a flag, and that thing must have gone 40 yards and it caught the wind.
Got a hold on the return.
I'm going to break a small sweat having to go corral his own flag. Yeah, I mean, that was, I think, key to the last drive. It's like you got to get at least 1 first down so that you can kind of burn the clock. But, yeah, almost in effect steal a possession, you know. I mean, this wind is so hard, and if you're dependent upon Max DiDomenico as much as you are as an offense throwing the football, I mean, you want to make it as easy as possible, and it is not easy trying to turn this wind around if you're going right to left on our screen.
It's a mammoth contracting first down for DiDomenico, who keeps and runs and dives and picks up a good 5 or 6 on first down. He's having a few words with Traylon Payne there, two guys with mutual respect. How do you not respect the district MVP? They do, and you can see that a little slap on the helmet.
Oh, yeah, Coach Williams was telling us that, he's friends with Max DiDomenico's family, and he says, God, it just seems like this young man's been there for 20 years. I mean, every time I look up, there he is making plays, and he's just such a hard guy to play against. And he says, but I look forward to because I know Max DiDomenico is going to make my defense better.
You got to be paying attention. He keeps here, and he's tackled straight up Donnie Moody. It's mano-a-mano on our 2-player profiles to start the pregame show. Max and Donnie wins that battle. And that's the end of the third quarter, so we'll flip sides, and Clemens will have the win in the fourth quarter in a good ball game at Rutledge Stadium, 14-14. Welcome back. Time for our Air Serve third quarter highlights. It was D'Anthony Lewis getting a good block and going the distance to put Judson up 21-14. Just one score in that quarter, and it's the difference right now as the Rockets lead it as we begin the fourth period of play.
What's fascinating about watching a player like Moody take all kinds of shots tonight and keep getting back and responding, just like a classic back, right? Gets better as the game goes on. You think you're going to wear him out. Instead, he wears out a defense. And, again, can't say enough about the job up front that jumbo offensive line for Judson's doing tonight as well.
Closing in on 200 yards rushing. DiDomenico going deep. First play of the fourth quarter with the win. Throws it and completes it deep to Pruski. But there's a flag down. Let's see what happened. The back judge threw it late.
Well, regardless of this flag, obviously you could not have planted a ball any better in your receiver's hands.
His pass interference on the defense that's declined. That was Andrew Edwards on the catch. Max DiDomenico's just been waiting all night to get this win. Good job of hanging on to it. Tough catch by Edwards.
Yeah, no doubt, because, Eric Nolden doing an outstanding job. This was a young man that was a wide receiver last year that earned a spot as a starting corner. He was down there with pretty good coverage on the back end.
Edwards has gotten behind the Judson defense a number of times tonight, but the ball's been underthrown because of the wind. Domenico fires his way again. That's caught. And you get the sense that Clemens is now a little bit in that rhythm that they were on the first drive of the game in the first quarter.
Yeah, playing with a little bit more confidence seemingly, and why not? You get a home run ball like that to hit, and all of a sudden your toes start tapping a little easier.
Second and 4. And Andrews just jumped the gun a little bit. As I said in the first quarter, they do a really good job of timing the snap, these receivers. There's a couple of times where I thought they left early. And that time, obviously, he did. Just didn't know the snap count.
Yeah,
so back them up a little bit.
It's fun to watch these guys run a football operation on offense. And you just wonder, as veteran as they are on this side of the ball, how much better they would have been had they had off-season stuff they could have done, right?
Yeah, because they're pretty organized.
Yeah, looking good.
DiDomenico rolls out of it, fires, velocity, and it's hung on to. What a catch with contact. That's Edwards again. He's getting up slowly and limping off to the sidelines, and that could be big for the Buffs. He's a very important part of their squad.
Well, hats off to Edwards, because he knew he was going to take a shot at the end of this. In traffic, goes up, gets the ball, juggled. I'll tell you what, these Judson guys are coming with a purpose. Man, this has been one heck of a physical football game.
Boy, those are athletes going all out, and what a job by Andrew Edwards to hang on to that football.
Yeah, Brown, number 20 for Judson, just, I don't know, he may have gotten his guy just as much as he got Edwards.
They've got Edwards off the field and onto the track, and they're taking a look at him. So they'll continue play. And we're back in 15 seconds.
San Antonio International is the first and only airport to use the Light Strike robot, which is proven to destroy hard-to-kill viruses, to include the virus that causes COVID-19, providing the highest level of cleanliness so you can fly easier, fly safer, and fly confident.
1st and 10. And look out, DiDomenico on the keep. Hurdles the defender, Brown, and picks up about 7. Max DiDomenico. Taking a page from the Jordan Battles playbook from our Play of the Week nominees.
Zeke Elliott, who was a hurdler in high school. Man, these guys are so athletic. It's ridiculous in real time.
And Max is into the Central Med red zone. Clemens on the move looking to tie it up. Max back to throw. Fires into the flat. That's caught. Down inside the 5, still on his feet, fighting for yardage, was Joey Ray.
You know, Don, after DiDomenico threw that pick, there was a couple series where he just looked like he sort of didn't want to make a mistake, right? Didn't look like he was playing with the same confidence that he was playing with up until that turnover. But I'll tell you what, it didn't take him long to turn the page. He's back doing his thing now.
The officiating crew trying to sort something out here. I don't know if there was a clock issue or if there's a penalty. Another sideline warning on Judson. That's their second.
These guys doing a heck of a job tonight, guys with the white hats. I mean, not an easy game to officiate with all this talent on both sidelines.
Rarely see a sideline warning this far down the field, but remember, they've extended the bench area all the way to the 10 because of the COVID. They want to spread people out. So you got Judson players all the way down to the 10-yard line. DiDomenico looking, scrambling, fires and throws it out of bounds before he was brought down. A nice, smart play by the veteran quarterback. Donnie Moody, the all-everything linebacker for the Rockets, in pursuit.
Yeah, Vontae Freeman, another young man that was back there. It was pretty much all you can eat, that Judson defense with the speed, and then outstanding job by DiDomenico to just throw that ball as far as he could to get you to another down.
2nd and goal from the 3, and we're going to have a timeout, and Judson's going to burn it here to get the defense set. We'll take it with them. The Rockets lead it by a touchdown, but Clemens is on the move and knocking on the door when we come back. Welcome back. Time for our air conditioning service company, Smile Cam, and yeah, they're smiling underneath those masks. Clemens Buffalo's knocking on the door. Clemens fans maybe clenching their teeth a little bit as they get ready to try and tie this one up. Good to see the Spirit groups back out at ball games.
Yeah, pretty good crowd there on the Judson side tonight, and Clemens as well. Decent crowd here, social distancing.
2nd and goal from the 3. DiDomenico keeps, tries to sneak it in. I think he was a little short. No signal yet. Williams is trying to convince the officials otherwise. I wouldn't be surprised if they do this 3 times in a row. 3rd and goal. A quarterback like him, he lost the football. He dropped the snap. He may have gotten it back, but he may have lost a half a yard there as it came out of his hands on the exchange.
Well, they're not going to. They're going to give it to him. You're right. You called it. flies like a hawk, dude.
And Judson's got the football. The officials saw it too, and down at the bottom of the pile, the Rockets must have just taken it out of his hands.
Yeah, errant snap, and then who knows what can happen in a rugby scrum.
It's completely loose there. No chance of getting it back. And Jamari Lee is the guy who comes up with it at the end. It got kicked to Domenico's left, and then it was anybody's ball down there. That's one of those ones where if you're a defensive lineman, you're just trying to submarine, all of a sudden that thing just might end up in your lap and you're surprised by it.
And what a huge, huge stop by the Judson defense. So now the Clemens defense has got to come up with a huge stop to get this ball back. I mean, obviously still plenty of time, but you've got to make Judson's offense pay for this lousy field position. But, man, what a great defensive play.
Judson, meanwhile, almost stopped in the backfield. But they pop out of it as Lewis, of course, is not going to be stopped. That was dangerous. He was stopped at the initial contact in the end zone in safety territory, but again, his leg drive and physicality gets him a gain of about 7. It'll be 2nd down and 3.
Yeah, and then if Devontae Hunter doesn't come in and make that play, I mean, who knows where that ball could have ended up. This guy, as you said, Don, I mean, he's a whisker away from popping one at any time.
2nd down and 3. Burrows keeps as they focus on Lewis, and Burrows is a little slow to get up.
Well, you got to get a yard. It's 3rd down, and I know where I'm going with the football.
I think everybody knows where they're going with the football. Is David Parker, one of our Beluga Air player profile. He's a regional qualifier in discus as well. 6'3", 200-pounder, defensive end. Doing a great job making plays for the Buffs tonight. Back for his 2nd year in the starting lineup. Here's Lewis. Look at him just wait and see where the play is going and picks up the 1st down easily.
A really good job blocking that up, too. I mean, Judson doing a fantastic job with those big fellas. And, you know, even Cameron Scott running out there stride for stride with his star running back.
South Texas Votech 1st down, but how confident you have to be when they hand you the ball and you just stand there for a second to survey the field before you take off. That is just, talk about the game slowing down for DeAnthony Lewis. A supremely confident runner. And he's still taking on tacklers across 24 to the 25. We know he has breakaway speed and a huge burst when he turns it on, but that little half pause, half step, half beat pause at the beginning of the play where he surveys where the hole's going to be, and then he looks for somebody to run over.
Well, and he's obviously smart enough to know that you got guys like Cameron Scott. Cameron Scott is put on like 30 pounds, Don, since I think we did that story. I mean, he's
Lewis again,
huge.
Running right behind Rigsby and Scott. 65 is the guy Chuck's talking about.
And, you know, apparently been offered from Mississippi State.
Yeah, he could have gone to a couple of SEC schools. Ole Miss as well, I believe.
Gonna stay home.
Gonna stay home, play for the Roadrunners. The Judson Pipeline, Rashad Wisdom, Sincere McCormick. Both have had success. Sincere, really, freshman All-American last year. Early in the season, led the nation in rushing. 3rd and 2. Burrows keeps. Burrows has a 1st down as the Rockets are now driving down the field, churning up the clock after a huge stop. Burrows continues to favor that right ankle a little bit.
You know, Rodney Johnson's got to really like what he sees from his offense. I mean, you're right there hugging the goal line with a chance to salt this game away if you can put some 1st downs together, and they've done exactly that. I mean, it's just been one great call after another and well executed.
Another South Texas Votech 1st down. Here's a hand off as Lewis takes on 3 or 4 more guys. Oh, excuse me, that was Isaiah Washington. He was brought down by Evan Tapp, who's had himself a nice night.
Yep, Washington's done really well too when he's gotten a chance to tote the rock tonight. Couple of big runs in this ball game as well.
Yeah, I bet you Judson's 4x1 and 4x4 relay teams are pretty stout. They've got some speed. Second down and 8, 4:40 to go here. Here's Lewis, look out. Lewis getting to the outside, cuts it inside the seam there, and has another South Texas Votech first down as the Rockets continue to just eat up yardage and clock with the lead and the ball here in the fourth quarter.
Well, we thought that going into the win would be a huge detriment for whoever had the ball in the fourth quarter, but you don't have to put the ball in the air, and you can just make the most of your opportunities on the ground, whether it's handing the ball to DeAnthony Lewis or have your quarterback keep it on the ground, or Washington or some other young man. I mean, this is exactly what the doctor ordered if you're Judson.
Lewis gets a rest. He goes over 200 yards. Burrows keeps. He's into free space. Burrows down the sideline. Burrows showing some speed. Touchdown, Judson.
Even better after the play.
Michael Burrows taking it the distance to give the Rockets a 2-touchdown lead with 4 minutes to play.
You know, I think there's been a couple of throws tonight, Don, that, you know, if he connects on them, he's just going to get better by each game. But I'm really impressed. I mean, watch his feet. Right there. I mean, that's an impressive move with the football, and he reaps the rewards at the other end.
The extra point is no good, and that'll keep it at 27-14. The Rockets just may have put it away here late in the fourth quarter. Welcome back. The Judson Rockets now up 27-14 as Michael Burrows put this game away, we think, with 4 minutes to go, but never count out Max DiDomenico, the district MVP from a year ago. Burrows going over 100 yards. DeAnthony Lewis has over 200 yards rushing. The Rockets will squib it, so Clemens will have good field position at their own 39-yard line, and we'll come back to see what Max DiDomenico can do with 3:56 to play right after this. Welcome back. It's 27-14. Clemens has the football, 3:57 to go, and the wind at their back. Stranger things have happened.
Especially on TNL, Don Harris.
That's right. And especially with Max DiDomenico leading the charge for the Buffs. Don't ever count him out. Drops straight back. There was a huge hold, no call, and then maybe pass interference. We're definitely going to have a hold as the kid we talked about earlier, the youngster number 9 who they have such high hopes for, Johnny Bowens, was basically tackled by a Clemens offensive lineman.
Now, see, you saw that one, and I saw Avante Freeman getting grabbed. So,
yeah, I think this is one of the more egregious holds you'll ever see. That's why I saw it, because I usually don't see him. Bowens was, I think half of his jersey was 5 yards behind him. And whistles stop play. Switch footballs.
Well, I mean, you just talk about the talent on this Judson defensive line. You got Nate Pryor with several offers, Avante Freeman all-district last year, and more.
DiDomenico down the sideline, and that one carries out of bounds. And it'll be a tough spot here for the Buffs at 2nd and 20 after the penalty.
They got Jabari Lee put on a bunch of weight, good weight. Talked about Bowen, sophomore. They said he might be the fastest D lineman on the entire team. So, I mean, it's just D-line U here at Judson U, right?
Just, I mean, when you know, most programs may have one Division I player. When you have 3 Division I offensive linemen at Judson and a couple of linebackers and a running back, it's just amazing. DiDomenico over the middle. And again, just could not quite find his intended receiver. Good to see Andrew Edwards back in. I thought it was just maybe a cramp earlier that sidelined him.
Well, Edwards has just done a phenomenal job finding open space. I mean, they connect on that, and we're going to have ourselves a ball game here real quick. As Clemens still has all 3 of its timeouts. It's going to have to, at some point, get a stop.
3rd down and 20. And just about the last gasp here for the Buffalo's chances here tonight. DiDomenico patiently waiting, throwing over the middle. And again, that wind makes it too strong, but we have a pass interference, I believe, going to go against Judson. Don't want to jump to conclusions, but Clemens' receiver seems to think he may have been held up. Rodney's had that look on his face a couple of times. Defensive holding, and we'll see if the receiver, Cade Powasnik, may have been held up on his route.
Well, again, you know, we've been lauding the Judson defensive line here over the last few minutes, and aptly so, but I mean, these last couple plays, Holt, Efren, Cantu, Johnston, and Andrews across the board, left to right, have done a really good job giving Mad Max time to get back there and do his thing. And again, it looks like there's some confusion right now with the Judson DBs.
So a new set of downs. DiDomenico winds up, throws and completes for about an 8 or 9 yard gain with the forward progress. Tick-tock, 3:20 to go, and all of a sudden the Buffaloes are on the move.
Pitch and catch right there on 1st down, and clock winding with about 3 left to go.
DiDomenico wanted to go deep, now does. Jump ball, tight roping, and they're calling him out of bounds.
Jameer Dudley with an unbelievable play, right, Don?
A sophomore going up top for the grab, makes the catch. Thought maybe he would tippy-toe down the sideline.
What a play. I mean, first thing you got to do is go get the football, which he did, and almost was able to.
That one right there was
maintain his balance and get down that sideline and score. But again, I mean, yeoman's effort just getting to that football.
Still a 1st down inside the Central Med red zone are the Buffs. DiDomenico goes over the middle, got a man, caught, touchdown Clemens. It's Powasnik again, his 2nd of the night, and we're not over with yet.
How about Cade Powasnik, the senior, playing on JV last year, and this young man is really stepping up in the clutch. Made that huge one-handed grab to get Clemens on the scoreboard early in this football game, and running a nice route and hauling it in to get him to within a score.
The extra point is good, and so it's a 6-point game. So, are we in onside kick time? What a touch throw by Max DiDomenico.
Yeah, put some air underneath it, let your guy go run under there and get it, and can't get much better than that. And in the clutch, too. Had to have it, and had to have it quick.
Time right now for our JD Collision Express collision of the game. We had a bunch to choose from. There were some good pops. How about this one? And Lewis. Oh, we're just gonna.
Hell, put them all in.
Why not, right? Woo! Those are our JD Collision Express collisions, plural, of the game.
Yeah,
see,
Don,
at JD Collision Express, they give you more.
There you go. Well, I mean, you talked about it, onside kick. I mean, I think you have to, right? I mean,
You got 3 timeouts, though.
No, they do, but we just saw what happened on the last drive. I mean, Judson didn't put the ball in the air once, and they just 30'd him to death.
True.
So I think you got to make the most of your opportunities. You got a chance here to possibly get the ball back, and if you don't, you can still get a stop and get the ball back. Now, yeah, it messes with your field position, but really not all that much. I mean, if Judson has to punt the ball even after an onside kick, they're going to have to punt it into this wind.
Yep, good call.
Judson certainly thinking squib, or onside, I mean.
2:49 to play. It's a lot of time with 3 timeouts. And especially if you're somehow able to recover an onside kick here and give the ball back to Max DiDomenico. They'll take the hop, and it's knocked out of bounds, and they had a good shot at it. The kick was great. Got that second hop that you want.
Unbelievable presence of mind by Trayvon Payne. I mean, you could easily make an argument that guy's been our player of the game with everything that he's done tonight. I mean, that's just a heady play. You're right. They got a big hop.
Chance for it out of bounds.
That's right. Went for the ball and knocked it out. Don't give that team a chance to get their hands on the ball. And there's a flag down.
Check out our Orange Theory Fitness band cam. The band's still here. Distanced and having a good time. 27-21. And I'll give Judson an extra 5 yards of field position. So if you're the Rockets and Rodney Williams, I think you're just going to see more 30 right behind 62 and 65, huh?
Yeah, it's not a bad call. I would do that.
I mean, if I'm calling the plays.
Right. So, again, not the end of the world for the Buffs. I mean, but you've got to get a stop.
You got to get a stop. You got to tackle him, and he's coming with a purpose here to run you over. And they hand it to Lewis. And he gets about 4 or 5. Nice first down gain. Clemens does not burn the first one yet.
Well, again, I mean, it's just unbelievable. When you got Rigsby, Scott, and Campos over there on the left edge.
Yes, they do. They did take the timeout. My bad.
But I mean, that was a heck of a crease on first down. I mean, you're talking about your guy getting to the second level, and you're not going to win this football game if that happens 2 more times.
Across the front, their average way over 300 between those big 3 recruits. And then you have a USC recruited tailback. That's hard for any high school team in America to stop.
That's some pretty big guys right there. Pretty looking and pretty big. And doing the job tonight in crunch time.
Don't forget our Beyond the Game program. Share your story, what your team's doing in the community. Community service at Beyond the Game. Upload your stories right there as they hand to Lewis. Finds another seam, and he's still running. DeAnthony Lewis is still running. He can't be tackled. Wow. Shades of Gerard Douglas out here in Converse.
He's a little bigger than Gerard.
I mean, from an impressive standpoint,
yeah.
I don't know. Gerard Douglas is maybe the second or third best high school football player I ever saw live in person. And so this comparison is not about the way they run or their styles, but just how impressive he is on the night, putting up 200.
The only thing I wish you would have done differently there is stay in bounds.
Here he goes up the middle. Tapp wanted to take him on one-on-one, and you got to tip your cap to Evan Tapp. The sophomore is going to be a star for years to come here at Clemens, and they'll take another timeout. Don't forget to vote for the band grant. It's at Children's Hospital of San Antonio, the $5,000 band grant. Text band 9 if you want Clemens. Text band 10 for Judson. Remember, one of the schools that we have on TNL this year will win that $5,000 band grant, courtesy of the Children's Hospital of San Antonio. It's all based on votes, so there you go. If you're in the band and you want $5,000 for your new trailer or uniforms or whatever, text. You can do it all season long.
Well, how about this football game, Don? I mean, it's just been a whale of a contest, and it's just funny how it comes down to one or two plays, right? I mean, if that ball isn't snapped, well, I can't really blame the snapper. I mean, if there's just a
bad exchange.
Bad exchange. If you had the exchange on the snap down by the goal line, I mean, this could have been a whole lot different ball game. But both coaches in both schools, both teams, well coached, playing to win.
Yes, they are, and playing to run out the clock is the Judson Rockets as they have marched it inside the 25-yard line with D'Anthony Lewis. He pauses again, turns and runs and picks up about 3 or 4 more. And Clemens will use their final timeout with 2:16 to play on a 3rd and 4. And it is time for our Bargain Warehouse play of the night. It was the Oski, the pick 6. Traylon Payne turning the momentum of this game. They were down 14-7. He tied it up at halftime, and the Rockets have had the momentum since. Traylon Payne with our Bargain Warehouse outlet play of the night.
He's been some kind of wonderful all evening long. I mean, mercy. Didn't hear a lot about him this week before this game. Certainly made an impression on the both of us, I can assure you that.
Absolutely. Looks like the Rockets will get out of here with a W, although anything can happen. You never know. We had a fumble return that went 85 for Clemens earlier.
Well, you got to believe where they're at. You don't pick it up on 3rd down, and then basically on 4th down, you're going to have your whole playbook open to you because there's going to be a stoppage of play if you don't pick it up, so you can also throw it on 4th down.
Here's Lewis.
You're not going to have to worry
10.
about
Lewis
it.
bounced out at the 6.
That's Central Med red zone for Big Red and number 30, and see if they decide to try to stick it in or just run it off. Outstanding performance by these Judson Rockets, and I mean really clutch, keeping it on the ground, given the score in the football game, where they were with field position. You talk about the wind in their face, the entire 4th quarter, none of that seemed to matter when this game needed to be won. Judson doing everything to this point to get that done.
And now Rodney Williams will burn a timeout. 2:10 to play, 27-21. We showed you what Judson's got on the district schedule. Here's Clemens. They host Smithson Valley, and then they're at Steele. And wrap it up with South San. And we got a busy weekend of football for you on our family of stations, Kansas and West Virginia, and some Big 12 action Saturday at 11 o'clock. Doubleheader on Fox. Remember, the Cowboys don't play till Monday night football, so you got the Bears and Panthers. And who's doing the programming over at Fox 29, Chuck? You got the Packers and Bucks.
Look at that, couple ratings blockbusters right there.
And then the Rams and Niners on Sunday Night Football over on News 4. So a busy week of college and pro football on both Fox San Antonio and News 4 San Antonio. 2:11 to go. Burrows he's going to walk in for a touchdown. Dives in rather, and that'll do it. With 2:05 to go, Judson goes up. And the scoreboard will look a lot more impressive than how close this game really was with the Clemens Buffaloes.
No, I agree. I mean, it's been a well-played game by both of these teams, but again, I cannot say enough about Judson with the wind in their face and wreaking havoc with the throwing game, with the kicking game. I mean, they've been absolutely spectacular these last 3 drives, not only scoring points, but also salting away the clock.
The extra point up and good. Judson 34, Clemens 21, and a very impressive fourth quarter for the Judson Rockets. And for that guy right there, I said shades of Gerard Douglas for DeAnthony Lewis. So how about shades for Clint Rutledge? So we take a look at our TNL top 10. Don't sleep on Clint Rutledge now. He can run the option with those guys.
Oh, yeah.
Won the state championships. Brandeis #1 in town. It'd be interesting to see how the voting goes after Judson's impressive performance here tonight. Brendan's #3. Can't wait to see Reagan and Johnson play later in the season in a district ball game. We had Johnson on TNL earlier in the year. They're very impressive. So is Bernie Champion. Clemens at 7 shouldn't drop much, if at all, after this performance against Judson. Steele will not play tomorrow night against Wagner at 8 and 9 because of the COVID. That game has been postponed to a later date. Smithson Valley in the top 10, rounding it out.
Yeah, don't go to sleep on Smithson Valley either.
Never.
That's some big ball games coming up for those guys too.
Never.
All these schools, man, it is murderer's row every single week. That's the only problem, Dom, with scoring a touchdown right there is, yeah, there's 2 minutes left to go in the game, but if Clemens now is going to have get a chance to get their hands back on this football, if they can somehow get a quick strike, then we're back to the onside kick thing again.
Here's Edwards. He's trying to get some extra real estate and does, and he's forced out of bounds short of the 45.
They scored quick the last time they had the ball, and they're going to have to be equal to the task this time as well.
A couple of times with no timeouts now and under 2 minutes to go, and you can bet DiDomenico will be looking for his favorite target, Edwards. Again, Edwards has had no problem getting behind the Judson secondary tonight, so we'll see what happens here. Good field position to start. Starts with the out route, and that's completed. Stops the clock, even more importantly, to Jameer Dudley, the sophomore. He's a good-looking sophomore.
Yeah, good job, too. I mean, immediately get the catch and then get out of bounds. Any chance of getting tackled when you can make the sideline, you've got to head for the sideline. Try to stretch this clock out as much as you can as you navigate your way downfield.
DiDomenico going deep. Got a man again. That's caught.
Gotta hurry.
Both guys trying to get untangled, and that's Edwards. Inside the Centromed red zone. DiDomenico pointing his receiver to the end zone. Now rolling to buy time, and will throw it out of bounds.
Smart play. I mean, you don't have to get it all right now. You still have a minute and a half. You know, at some point you're going to have to take a shot, but that wasn't the time to do it. Everybody covered up on the back end. Good job by Clemens, moving the ball right down the field very quickly. DiDomenico dropping a dime to get his squad on this end of the field.
1:30 left. The clock is not the biggest problem for the Buffs right now as much as it is the deficit, down 13. 2-possession ball game and no timeouts. That ball's overshot, incomplete.
And again, good coverage by the Judson DBs. Every one of the Clemens receivers was blanketed.
So the Buffs are down to their final 2 snaps, it would appear. 3rd and 10. Jared Johnson breaking out the entire array of the offensive play sheet tonight. Judson band still cheering on their team. DiDomenico goes over the middle. Again, he's got Edwards. Easy touchdown. Edwards has just sliced up the Judson secondary, and it's a one-score game.
I go back to my earlier point, Don. Down here, you had enough time to run out the clock. That's the risky run. Now I get it. You might be working on some things to going forward, but they just went down the field on the previous drive in no time flat. They get an onside kick. Now they're going to have a $121 to maybe win this game thanks to the last missed extra point.
Another good hold. You know, it's interesting as a coach, you wonder about clock versus something that bad can happen in high school football versus more points on the board. And I think Rodney Williams just decided if we can get more points on the board, then they have to score twice.
Certainly, and that's a consideration.
Yeah, but now the door is ajar with an onside kick. And let me tell you something, if they get a recovery here, their kicker did a fantastic job the last time, Noah Villegas, with the hop that he got. And you got to see if they've got another onside kick in the bag. I don't know what their special teams coach comes up with, but I know he spends time in the weight room. Holy cow.
Well, here's the deal. I mean, so you know what Max DiDomenico can do. You've seen it before. This isn't his first rodeo, obviously, but, I mean, this guy's ability to never give up hope, always believes he can grind out some sort of win. I just think you have to be super cognizant of knowing what might happen if you give him a chance to get the ball. You might not get your hands back on the football ever again the rest of the game.
This is shades of Sam Ehlinger against Oklahoma last week. I mean, these kids believe in Max.
Right.
And Villegas did a great job of getting that second hop. He'll do the same thing. This time it doesn't pop up, and a good hands team recovery by that young man right there. And that's Andre Jones, the junior wide receiver who was up on the kick. Not an easy play to make, and if you don't make it, then you're in danger.
Yeah, he's made some heady plays all night. I mean, that's a huge play, obviously, and it's going to salt this game away for the Rockets, but he was the young man that was making that block on the outside on one of those D'Anthony Lewis touchdowns earlier in the ballgame. So, good win by the Rockets and a heck of a comeback by Clemens. And again, play here, play there, and you're going to have a different outcome in this game, but that's exactly what happens in a game with two outstanding football teams. Last year was Clemens making the extra play.
Lived up to the hype. 34-28 is probably going to be our final here, and last year it was 34-30 Clemens. So, again, two great programs, two fine coaches, and you will hear a lot more of some of these names in the future, including Cameron Scott and Robert Rigsby, the offensive linemen who are headed to UTSA. Anxious to see where D'Anthony Lewis decides to play his college ball. And I believe that even though he's a little undersized, Max DiDomenico is going to be a player for somebody.
Oh, yeah. I mean, UIW, some other FCS schools have offered him, and obviously this is a really weird recruiting time with all the shutdowns that we've had, but he's going to be playing too. There's no doubt. There's going to be at least a half a dozen guys from both of these teams playing at the next level.
Coach Johnston said that Wyoming and some other places are looking at Max as a safety. And so that he may end up getting a Division I look as a defensive back.
Oh, he's certainly poised and a heck of a lot of fun to watch play quarterback. We're talking about the Judson Rockets almost going down to 5A this year because the school numbers are down, but low numbers or not, still the Judsons.
They sure are, and two teams pay respects to each other. A great football game here tonight. Judson, the winner, 34-28 over the Clemens Buffaloes. Both teams in our TNL top 10, and they lived up to it. When we come back, we'll hand out the Monarch Trophy hardware. We'll find out our player of the game and talk to Coach Rodney Williams when we come back.
Welcome to the Taco Cabana Thursday Night Lights postgame show, presented by Thomas J. Henry.
Welcome back. It's a final. Max DiDomenico giving the props to Donnie Moody and company. A lot of respect between these kids. They all work out together in the offseason. They're backyard brothers, basically, as you heard Coach say. They all know each other, and tonight was a great rivalry game, and it lived up to the billing. Time for our AHIA highlights. Clemens got out to a 14-0 lead. DiDomenico with a throw and a spectacular catch to get them started, and then their defense comes up with a scoop and a score, and all of a sudden, Clemens had all the momentum, up 14-0, but the Rockets stormed back to close the second quarter. DeAnthony Lewis with a long touchdown run, and then their defense came through with Traylon Payne's pick six. It was 14-14 at the half. It was the DeAnthony Lewis show in the second half. This young man is just something special. He's got toughness, durability, breakaway speed, and for over 200 yards, and Judson put up 423 total yards as they go on to the victory.
A lot of it coming on the ground and a lot of it coming in crunch time, Don. I mean, can't say enough about the design of how Rodney Williams drew all this stuff up tonight and how his players executed both up front and then when they got a chance to take it and run it.
Yep, Judson, 387 rushing yards on the ground. You got to tip your cap to Michael Burrows, too. The young quarterback did his part as well, and he was playing a little gimpy for most of the second half. All right, when we come back, we'll give away our Monarch trophies and talk to Coach Williams and our player of the game right after this.
This is Taco Cabana Thursday Night Lights, presented by Thomas J. Henry and sponsored by Vulcan Materials Company, America's Diamond, the Children's Hospital of San Antonio, R&L Certified Auto Group, Air Serv Heating and Air Conditioning, Affordable Health Insurance Agency, Orange Theory Fitness, Air Today Heating and Air Conditioning, Guild Mortgage, San Antonio Sports, Methodist Healthcare, Plumbing Today, Texas Water Advisor, Beluga Air, Bargain Warehouse Outlet, JD Collision Express, Air Conditioning Service Company, the San Antonio International Airport, Centro Med, Mammoth Contracting, and Monarch Trophies.
All right, let's give away the hardware. Let's go down to Zach Hedrick, who's standing by with the Judson Rockets. Victorious tonight, 34-28. Zach?
Thanks, Don. Joined now here with DeAnthony Lewis, man of the night. And DeAnthony, tell me, do you drive the bus for Judson? Because you've been giving a lot of free rides tonight.
Well, really, only thing I would think about the whole game was just getting upfield, because last year we had a loss. So I'm just trying to come back, just do them dirty, just try to win the game for my team, you know what I'm saying? But without my line, it wouldn't have happened.
Well, they were standing behind you just a little bit ago, but what did you tell you and the rest of your offensive unit before that last drive just to kind of salt the game away?
I just told them, just work hard so we can get up the field, and score so we can just rest real quick because we know we have to get back on the field,
Well, DeAnthony, how does this set you guys up for getting into the thick of the district schedule here?
It sets us up pretty well, Next week we're going to come back, we're going to practice harder, and just try to win this whole thing.
Well, DeAnthony, thank you so much for joining us. 230 on the ground tonight, plus a couple scores, one on the ground and through the air. So congrats, young man. Thank you so much for joining us. Looks like we got Coach Williams. He's getting a quick photo op here real quickly. We'll try and get him really quick. But DeAnthony, thanks so much. Great game tonight. And Don, we'll send him back up to you for the meantime.
You see Coach Williams and his family and the Live Like Bryce t-shirt. And I'd be remiss if we don't talk about Bryce Wisdom tonight on senior night. Bryce would have been a senior here at Judson High School, and his mom, Diana, I know is watching tonight, and be a little difficult for her to be here on senior night, a little too emotional, but she was watching, and, we just always want to remember Bryce, and it's great to walk around this community and around this game and see the Bryce Strong T-shirts and the Live Like Bryce shirts, and his legacy will be remembered for many, many years here in this community. Let's go back down to Zach. Who's
Thanks, Don. Coach, Coach is having to coach some guys up real quick, but he's here with us. Coach, I mean, they're trying to make off with your ride. Coach, you talked about just how tough of a game it was, backyard brawl, but you guys executed in the second half.
We got kids with a lot of guts. Hopefully a game like this will bring us closer together. That's going to be the key. Is when you get in tough situations, sometimes everybody doesn't get to play. Sometimes things don't quite go as planned. So you got to go with what you feel that works best. And our run game and our big boys and DeAnthony and Mike, they all ran the ball well, and it won us the game. It was a windy night. It was hard to throw. So sometimes you just got to go with what you know.
Certainly a strength of your team, and some of that strength came from a young man named Bryce Wisdom. What was this like tonight? I know he's always on the sideline with you guys on the roster still, but what was it like getting this win on senior night?
Well, I think he calls that fumble on the goal line because we haven't had a break like that against Clemens in probably 5 years. And that was probably the turning point of the game. We go down 99 and score, and you can see them deflate a little bit, but they came back. That's a testament of a good team. They kept coming back. But, our kids know. I mean, this is a big night for our seniors, and, Bryce would have been here with us, but he is. We took his jersey out there. We always carry his jersey. And hopefully the kids remember that you're not playing just for yourself. So the selfishness has to be out, and you got to understand that it's always bigger than you.
Well, Coach Williams, congrats. Good luck on the rest of the district schedule. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Don, Chuck, back up to you guys.
Great life lessons, and Chuck, we hear it every single week from these coaches in San Antonio.
Big picture guy, Rodney does a great job, obviously, and he's got the kids' best interest at heart, and he coached them up tonight, man, and, they executed down the stretch. Well played, Rockets. Well played.
Hey, we're back next week with the Gucci Bowl. It usually kicks off the season. Now it's a district battle between Churchill and Clark. We look forward to it. For Chuck McAtenick and Zach down on the field, our statistician extraordinaire, Mark Gusenberger, the incomparable Chris Kotfas, who puts this all together, director Brian Watts, and our cast of thousands, all our camera guys and video operators and audio guys and the guys running the truck, Oscar Zamora and Randy Watts and Arthur Estes on that 50-yard line camera. Takes a lot of guys to do this. They're making high school football look good on the CW35. We'll see you back here next week with the Gucci Bowl, Churchill and Clark, on Thursday Night Lights.